Okay. Last we left off a long time ago. Uh, Having dealt with the strangeness of the scholars that were brought to your doorstep to retrieve the Trin, um, they're still hanging around, but they were picking apart the Trin. Uh, in somewhere in that process, the Orb of Annihilation, Sphere of Annihilation, was stolen slash returned. A bit of a gray area. Uh, but taken without your express permission through mysterious means. And the culprit of it seems to be sleeping in the floor in your home. Uh, a enigmatic dwarf woman named Claire, with a Q. The other two scholars just seem too weird. But being confronted, uh, and also having the disc stolen from her at some point. Um, Zero, you, if I recall, you chuck the disc into the snow in the middle of the night. Uh, she says it'll explode. It doesn't. It does acidify later on. But the rest of the train is taken apart and delivered without issue. Uh, and with it, the scholars depart, and the Admiral Lebrenhame is all the worse for it now that he has three weirdos on a ship. But with that task complete and squared away, the focus turns to the Platinum Council and how possibly unprepared they are for the upcoming event. Zero, you get the idea to try to get some more information first. So in doing so, you hit up the faithless, the faceless, namely the leader, Gamus Reedon. Entering and conversing for a little bit. The cost of spying on the main governmental building for the entire country is surprisingly very high. So you pay 6,000 gold for this service, but there's probably no one better for this job, to be honest. In that process, you also actually get a number of food items, legally and illegally. Bread, meats, like for both the staff of the of Teague and also the mostly starting haggard and tired, I guess, new citizens of Teague. And in doing so, you kind of make this makeshift like soup kitchen, I guess, giving the city as a point of inspiration. But unless I'm missing something, you also all then arrive in Abethus at some point, heading to the Undermarket to kind of peruse. Zero, you wanted to touch base with the Faceless, see how that's going. But before that, you find a couple people. A kind of strange, haggard-looking, I guess, crazy woman, selling weird charms and, well, selling hexes, apparently. You bought one, a kind of owl-looking thing made out of eyelids, or eyes, specifically. A hex of blindness, or so she claimed. You also met a enigmatic, I believe, half-elf woman who just has a bunch of clockwork creatures kind of clambering around her and just kind of offering the constructions themselves and possibly her services. You put a pin in that. Chris, you find a child in a hazmat suit, kind of only barely visible through the thick goggles, selling you stock from the Nightshade, from Mondoth Echo Newman. He seems to be some sort of intermediary. A child and not a gnome, you've discerned. You bought something, bought nerve freeze toxin, and also the aerosol distributor, which emits in a 20-foot radius. So that could be fun for you to play with. And Riley, you cared nothing for this place at all, so you left. You went to Liberator Park with Zia, and you had some heart-to-heart conversations and just history and the future, possibly. And just as the sun's setting, golden hour, light reflecting off the lake, peaceful, you get a peck on the cheek. As Zia thanks you for not just saving her life, but just kind of saving her soul, I guess. But that is where we pick up with Riley in the middle of a park and everyone else in the sewer in the Faceless Hideout.
No, shitty day for you guys.
Tarahu. Okay. Who would like to go first?
I volunteer as tribute.
Okay. So, you, Riley, that's
That's the one.
the one. As the sun is setting, yeah, your cheek a little moistened, and Zia avoiding eye contact with you. What would you like to do?
Shit, I didn't think that far ahead. Damn, he just like me for real. I mean, last session we ended off, he just took her hand.
Yep.
Right. There has to be something that happens after that. Has Zia been... No, I think Zia has been to our funny little castle in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can open up a demi-plane.
But Chris isn't here right now. And also, what would that accomplish?
Actually, I don't have it prepared. Actually, I don't have any slots for it.
Yeah, I can open a demi-plane. Sorry. I have to get rid of the AN and add a OULD instead. What does Riley want to do? How much fish does Riley have right now? He has enough.
You're gonna offer Zia fish like a Stardew girder.
No. I was just thinking about hitting up the fish market to get more fish, but I have enough fish. I'm gonna hit up the fish market to sell some fish.
Yes, you should.
I don't know if Zia has ever seen Riley's negotiating skills in action.
Sure, you hit up the fish market.
Yeah.
Okay. There's probably a couple in the public ward, but if you want to get, big, like if you want to get your bartering on, you're definitely going to hit the corn quarter in the big purse.
He's gonna ask Zia, actually. Support small business or go for the good stuff?
She sort of looks across the pond. We can support small business. Let new shoots grow.
I also actually have to cast tongues on her again for that. Okay. Then I will do exactly that.
When you get a foreign girlfriend and Duolingo isn't an option yet.
At least there's magic. That reminds me. Ah, fuck! I can't tell this story right now. I'll go on a tangent. Never mind.
During the break.
Yeah.
Okay. So you try to find local fishmongers.
Yeah.
Okay. So make a investigation or perception check. I wonder which one you'll pick.
I'm feeling spicy. Punished.
Okay. Pungished.
Reminder that my passive will almost certainly overwrite this.
If you're making a perception check, yes. Well, I guess you always have it on anyway. Either way. It's not too hard to find fishmongers. You're trying to find good fishmongers, but like a lot of these are kind of just like scrags. But you do find a couple. Just local, like mostly families that like kind of make their living not fishing, but like kind of dealing in just general fish, I guess. They are the middleman, and you're pretty confident you can probably get a okay price for the fish you have.
Yeah,
Or
all right.
You can haggle.
Let's see. Let's get an idea for their attitude first. I'll offer them Shit, what are the usual prices for fish?
Great
Like a few bronze? Or a few copper, rather.
Bronze. Bronze. A whole new currency they've never heard of.
You guys ever heard of tin?
The father, mother, and 2 kids they have look at each other and go, "What witchcraft is this? Tin? What is tin?"
Oh man, just wait till you find out about uranium.
Uranium. They really not have. I swore there's like a price for like food somewhere in here.
Well,
here we go. Nope, that's the rules
Oh,
for food. Whatever.
Oh.
So let's say like per fish.
the average price.
The average price per whole fish that you have, probably like a silver piece.
All right, sure.
Okay.
I'll take out my bag of holding then, and be like, all right, let's say 14 on sale. 14 silver. Does that sound good?
Hey, that can be arranged.
I don't have to haggle at all. Okay, I'm just gonna make that 14 fish, 14 silver.
Okay. Yeah, as you offload strange fish, fish they've never seen before, but identifiably fish.
Well, that didn't last as long as I thought it would last. I'm already done. I've accomplished what I wanted to.
Yeah. You take your girlfriend on a fish date, on a haggling date.
Is there? Hold on a
Whoa.
second. I have another idea. Is there like an open, like street vendor where you can participate yourself, like bring your own ingredient kind of thing? Because I kind of want Riley to cook.
Probably the big purse. There's no like. I don't think there's there's not like. Well, there are like licensed practitioners, but like the big purse, if you want to have like a place to just go and peddle your goods RuneScape style.
Yeah, sure. I want to make some fucking taiyaki.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, how do you want to do this? You do get a big purse, which I'll advance time shittily because my tablet is broken.
The hell was that effect?
Yeah, that happened a while ago. Okay, but how do you want to? I'll say there's 2 ways I can think of you selling your taiyaki. Is one, or 3 ways. One is through just good advertising, like using your persuasion to just kind of lure people in. 2 is through raw cooking talent, is to cook so good that other people are basically advertised for you. And 3 is to put on such a good show that you inevitably draw the eye of passerbys. Or you can
Let's
do whatever
do
else
the
you
third
want.
one.
Okay, so this would be performance check.
Correct. Come one, come all. New fish pastry. I think
Damn.
that might be pretty good. How many? Yeah, I only have 30 fish, so it's going to be pretty exclusive.
Okay. I will say that how long do you want to be here for? I should say.
An hour.
Okay.
Maybe 2 hours because it takes time to cook. I don't know where the fuck I'm getting these utensils from. Maybe I'm borrowing somebody's stand or something. Like, hey, want to make some extra cash?
Big persuasion check, actually.
Yeah. So we'll if this well, I mean, I'm Riley. I'm the Riz
Yeah,
Master.
you're the Riz Master.
Well, I'm not super great at it today, apparently.
You find this just grouchy old halfling who has all the utensils you need. Kind of eyes you up and down. 50 gold. Stall's yours for the hour.
Fuck. How am I gonna sell 50 gold or the taiyaki? I think I have to take the loss. Yeah, I'll do it.
You'll do it?
Yeah.
Gamble.
Okay. Yeah, and it actually ends up panning out for you. You draw in such a performance. Describe your performance. How would you like to do this? It's good, whatever it is, but what is Riley
Right,
doing?
he's just gonna fucking like he'll knead the bread live, he'll fucking twirl a ladle around, he'll fucking make some fish paste. He'll broil that shit like with a fire, and then he'll do a backflip.
Just a backflip.
Just a backflip.
Intermittently. I'm very imagining like One Piece Sanji style, very much flare
A little bit, but not so misogynistic.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
Then,
Classic
then
misogyny.
play hot cross buns while you make the buns.
He's gonna like do that one vine of the kid with the 2 recorders, but he's using his nose.
Like flipping the taki with his toes. It's a hefty performance, and Zia, not much a performer, having been socially isolated for the last decades or so, but she does help like kind of pass out and like kind of like exchange money for goods and services. You've spent 50 gold to just rent out the stall basically for an hour. Absolute ripoff, clear ripoff. But woman had tools. Okay, so you can sell however much fish you want per fish, because it doesn't take a whole lot of like meat from each fish to actually make the things. You can get about 5 gold pieces per fish you spend.
Yeah, I'll do 15 then.
Okay, so that would be, God, I can't math right now.
5
Oh,
times
God.
15, 15 and 5 is 25.75.
75, yeah. So you make a hefty amount of change. However much you want to spend. But for the next hour as you're performing cooking taiyaki, basically by yourself. And it's rough work, but it's honest work. The first bit of honest work you may have done in a long time, actually.
Oh, I had to take a break from killing dragons.
Yeah, we all need hobbies. Yeah, but that is where you'll spend the next hour or so as into evening. Perfect timing, too. As people are hungry and the sun's going down. As the sun goes down, the drunkards come out and they are hangry. Yeah, but you have this kind of like Asian street market looking place around you with just like people with little like small wooden saucers just eating taiyaki all over the place. Okay. And the rest of you who are in the sewers covered with shit smell, with hanging out with the Dregs of Society. This would be Zero, Chris, Nyx, and Claudine. Did you pick up another one? I don't think you did. No, you didn't. I picked up Lily, but Lily didn't leave.
And Lily on the dragon. Where is the dragon? Do we teleport with the dragon?
Where's the dragon?
I don't think so.
I think the pillars are still probably at to.
All right.
Yeah, and Lily's on the dragon.
Yeah, but it's the 4 of you, 2 NPCs, 2 players.
I think the last I left off was around the Monmouth, Monthoth Icklenuman.
Oh yeah, the kid, yeah.
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 Thomas.
Thomas.
Do I see Zero anywhere?
Currently, no. Zero has kind of wandered around for a little bit, and then you're not sure where they went. Even if they were still here, you're not entirely confident you could find them even.
Do I see Nyx or Claudine?
You don't, actually. You seem to be, in this current moment, totally by yourself and unsupervised by any nearby adult.
Why would you word it that way?
You're unsupervised, Chris.
And unsupervised.
Unsupervised, and you do not answer to anyone other than God, which is yourself.
I hate you.
What is around me?
People and
Who's around me
stalls.
right now?
There's also a giant cistern in the middle of the undermarket, which I believe has like housing on it where the main dude lives. You also gambled a little bit too, and won, and you left with it before getting your elbow smashed in.
I guess I'll kind of go around and ask people if sewers go actually lead under the palace.
Make a persuasion check as you're just straight up asking people left, right, and center.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. You come across three kind of surly gentlemen kind of hanging around. One of them appears to be eating a whole gecko on a stick. Fire roasted. Nice. The other one just seems to be eating a gecko. Uncooked. With their hands. They're all human, so you're not sure where they're getting this behavior from, but they're there, kind of dressed in raggedy clothing. You walk up to them and ask, yeah, do they see where they'll lead under the palace? One of them goes, yeah, I know a place. I can show you two for about 100 gold.
Can you point me in the direction?
Well, then that would be kind of, yeah, ridding myself of my own expertise. So no, I know a place.
Can I make an insight on that?
Make an insight check. Okay. Okay. It's not that your insight was very good. It's just this guy's lying abilities is particularly bad. I rolled 2 plus 1. So you ask and he's like, yeah, I know a place, and then you get hit with like this like this very like Phoenix Wright style like clear lying screen. You're pretty confident that he's not telling the truth.
I'll tell him. You should give me money for lying to me.
Okay. You see he kind of scoffs, and the other 2 people who are eating the geckos, one cooked, the other one just slurped it down like a spaghetti noodle, kind of get up, and the guy you're talking to is pretty small, like, you know, like 5'2" or so. The 2 people flanking him are not. They're pretty hefty, pretty hench. As they get up, is like, no, how about you give us 100 gold anyway, though? Yeah, just, you know, in case anything unfortunate happens.
I will thunderstep.
Okay. Where to?
To probably, I guess, furthest away from them.
Okay, so you like across the undermarket, basically, 90 feet.
Yeah, like 90 feet.
Okay. Yeah, it won't get you all the way across, but enough to get out of eyesight for sure. As you just cast Thunder Step. The last thing you hear is the nerd guy, the scrawny dude, going like, "What are you doing with your hand?" And then you hear a loud explosion, and you're just gone. You look over to where the direction is, and you see, not body parts, but like clothing scraps kind of go flying through the air, and like wood, like debris fly around everywhere. As the place you were in was not unpopulated. What's the radius on that? Is it 5? Is it 5 feet? So it's around you, or is it more?
I think it's 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger. Okay, as you, yeah, cast Thunderstep and immediately just detonate that area you're just in. You see a bunch of people stand up. You see a couple of people that were, I guess, kind of like plain clothes police, kind of get up and like pull weapons, and people that may not be guards or the you know, criminal guards here pull weapons anyway. Yeah, As the commotion kind of begins to pick up and people stand up seeing what's happening, you see from the scrap house in the middle of the cistern, a kind of half-orc male, dark, almost like really dark teal skin tone, very large, covered in tattoos, just shirtless. One side of the head shaved, while the other kept long and wild. It just kind of pulls out this mace made of like cobbled together metal scrap. You feel like you've seen this guy before, but I'm not sure if you fully remember his name. You can make an intelligence check.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
I'll say you've met him like once, I think, before this. Maybe you've seen him. I'll be fully interact with him, but like, as far as you're aware, you kind of remember this guy being the person that keeps order here in some respect.
I see, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I recall him.
Yeah. If you recall his name in real life, you recall his name in game.
I don't know if I can recall the name.
And Chris doesn't either. But you know this guy to be kind of the runner of the show down here. As he kind of looks around and is just looking, across the undermarket. The cistern is kind of built on a platform, so it's slightly raised up, and he's kind of overlooking the place, especially where the detonation happened. I don't think you were that subtle with the thunderstep. There are people around you.
Not very subtle.
No. Explosions don't tend to be subtle. What are you doing, though? At this current moment, he has not looked your direction, as you've teleported across the way. But your casting the spell did not go unnoticed, and your appearance in another section of the undermarket also did not go unnoticed. But in this current moment, the confusion is still high.
I think I would like to disguise self as some random guy. I'd like to do that stealthy.
Okay, make a stealth check. Yeah, you'll be able to disguise self no matter what, but how many people see you doing it?
Everyone.
You cast disguise. You duck into like the kind of an alley between stalls, and you cast disguise self. You look around, and there's like 9 people already looking at you as you're doing that. One of them seems to be like looking at you, like kind of a younger human man. Kind of looks at you and begins to walk away. The other people are just looking at you weird.
I'll head towards the exit of the sewers.
Okay. Make a... Are you trying to do it stealthily or trying to just rush?
I'll try and do it stealthy.
Okay, make a stealth check with disadvantage, because your disguise is... You're not yourself, but people saw you do it. Nice.
Oh my god, are we finally getting consequences?
Okay, so you begin to slowly make your way to the undermarket exit, and that exit is flanked by guards who have drawn weapons at this point. Some of them have drawn axes, clubs. One is just dual-wielding daggers, like he's an edgelord. He's far too big for the daggers. It looks off. Either way, as you begin to make your way to the exit, you get about halfway there before you hear the man, the man on the platform, just kind of shout, "Oi, that one there!" Before you feel a bunch of hands begin to grab at you. You're being currently in this moment being gripped by, I want to say, about 4 people, grabbing your arms and like really holding you taut. You can cast spells, but you can't use somatic components.
Can
You
I
can
Misty
try-
step out of there?
Does that have verbal somatic components, or is it just verbal?
It's just verbal.
Then you certainly can. As they're grabbing you and they're beginning to drag you to the center platform, you see the 3 dudes that were like trying to bug you essentially are on the platform with the guy, and they're being held down. One of them you think may be dead. The scrawny dude in the middle, he's not moving fully, but everyone else, the other 2 burly dudes, are being held like you were, taut against the floor of the platform. But the 4 hands grabbing you just grab nothing as you just kind of misty step 30 feet away. Misty Step is like a relatively subtle spell, but you're also being looked at the entire time as you Misty Step appear and you make eye contact with the guy on the platform. He kind of shouts to someone off to the side, "Oi, get that fucking freak up here!" As you see some guy run and go get something or someone. What are you doing?
I think I'm just gonna constantly use Misty Step until I'm out of the sewers.
Okay. As you begin making a beeline towards the sewers, you're making pretty damn good fucking progress, actually, too. You get there in, like, seconds. As you get to the exits to the undermarket, you see it's being basically flanked by like 4 people, hefty dudes, but you're gonna teleport straight through them, and you're 1 or 2 misty steps away from basically freedom. As you're basically on the last few steps, you cast Misty Step. What level is it?
Level
2, yeah? Or is it 1? 2.
It's level 2.
Okay. You cast Misty Step. Nothing happens. As yeah, you cast Misty Step. As you cast Misty Step, you're expecting to just kind of poof. Nothing happens.
Is there anyone around at that point?
Make a perception check. Yeah. There is a person who is off to the side, probably about 60 feet away from you. It is a gnomish man, but like really old. Like the dude is so ancient, even by gnomish standards. He is scraggly and crooked. You can see like bits of his spine kind of poking up through his shirt because it's so hunched, and you can see each individual vertebrae against this like really, really skin tight, almost like leather harness. As hanging from him are like lanterns and lights, but notably he's holding a jar, a clear jar with something moving inside of it. It is little, it is small. Your perception is good enough, and your magic and arcana is good enough. What he has in this jar, you're not sure how he managed it. He has a miniaturized beholder, and is just kind of like pointing it at you kind of as much as he can. Basically, it kind of turns off the side and he kind of rattles it a little bit, and it starts looking at you again. This giant eye, multiple eye stalks coming off. That's a beholder, and dude just has that for some reason.
I want that.
Can I ask him, where did you get that?
Sure. What's your AC?
Oh
16?
Cool. And that's just with classic armor. Yeah, that's not mage armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's a natural one. Why am I rolling? Okay, we're both rolling shit today, I guess. You just turned to the guy like, hey, would you say, where'd you get that?
Yeah.
He's asked, where'd you get that? One of the guards out of guard on the door walks up to you and is about to clock you in the head with a giant mace, and he just slips on like a straight piece of shit and slips down the stairs and is rolling. You barely react. It doesn't even hit you. He just falls over of his own accord without any intervention. You kind of hear this really like almost rat-like voice. He kind of goes, grew it from the ground. No, dreams, grew it from dreams. Yeah.
Can I get one?
Yeah. I got money. You got money? I got money. Dreams. I can get you one. Yeah, you just have to dream it. But money's good. Money's good. What's your AC again? 16?
Yeah.
Sure. Does 10 hit? I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
No, gotcha. Yeah, another guy just misses you. You're standing there totally unmoving, but they're expecting you to do some weird shenanigans, and they're just like aiming wide, being a little bit safe, watching you teleport over the place, blowing a guy up. They're being a little cautious, and you have a bit of time. So what'd you say?
I said how much?
Oh, I can dream one. I can dream one for you for 20,000. 20,000, no magic anywhere. Gotta rattle it, make it angry.
I might be able to get that amount of money in a couple of weeks.
Oh, come back, 20,000 gold. Can't eat dreams. No, except you can. This one can eat dreams. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Maybe I'll come back then.
There's a 22 hit you.
It does.
Okay. That is a club. That is a d6 plus 3. That is 9 damage, bludgeoning damage to you, as you just get hit across the spine with a heavy mace. Okay, but in this current moment, you're being... After you get hit with a mace, they're going to try to go for a grapple, just holding you down, same as they did before. There's a dude with a miniature beholder in a jar holding it to you in 60 feet away from you. You're not being grabbed currently, but do you want to try anything?
I'll tell the guy, can I see what that thing can do with these guys in the back?
Make a persuasion check. Okay. There's 3 dudes trying to grapple you right now, but you say, hey, can I see what they do? He kind of goes, yeah, sure. Yeah, customers need demonstrations. Yeah, they always need demonstrations. He kind of pulls out a second jar of beholders. These ones are different color. They're like bright, like orange or something, like fiery orange. He kind of rattles them and just kind of uncorks the jar a little bit. They begin to shoot lasers, more or less, but they're not actually penetrating the jar, this one. But as he unpops the cork, some of them do escape. One of them hits one of the guards that was trying to grapple you and just turns it into ash. As the other 2 guards are still trying to grapple you, but they saw one of their buddies just get turned from man to dust in an instant. The guy pops the cork back on. That was good. Yeah, this one's, 15,000 gold. You can... You can the laser one. You can try to escape with advantage now with an athletics check. Now that there's one less guy trying to grab you.
Sure, I'll try and do that.
Okay.
Do I? Am I still disadvantaged from the wish? Like, do I still have that on?
Oh, let me check actually. That's the wrong fucking screen. What was it? Which I believe you. Oh, your strength is pretty ass right now, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I believe your strength is still, yeah. It actually recovers tomorrow. But yes, whatever strength is right now, it is currently that. Nice.
-1.
-1. Which may be the lowest roll we've seen in this dark campaign, actually. Yeah. Even with it, the strength of your body is just not enough. Especially after the wish. It's still taking its toll. You can feel yourself recovering, but like it's still gonna take a little bit of time. Try as you might, these dudes, their whole thing is strength and to look scary, but those bosses aren't for show. As you're kind of grabbed, you're kind of shepherded to the center of the platform, basically, as the man with the scrap mace is up there with you. You're kind of held in the same position as everyone else, kind of head down, almost hitting the floor, basically, with your shoulders being supported by two burly dudes either side of you. The beholder guy kind of follows you the entire time and is just really eyeing you up now that you're a potential customer. But still with the beholder on it. You see the guy in the center with scrap mace, no shirt, full body tattoos. Kind of look out to this crowd, people that are gathering around the center platform now. Friends, need I remind you that the whole thing, why this place works the way it does, is order. So, when one of you steals, or makes trouble, it makes my fucking job a little harder now, don't it? And again, need I remind you what happens when trouble springs up? Well, in case you need one, here it is. He goes to the guy at the end, and this feats... He's kneeling, basically, but he goes to the guy and raises up the mace and shatters his legs. So while that's happening, Zero, what you doing? You're having a nice conversation. We'll feel faceless killed right now.
I was about to say, I'm at the faceless, right? I'm not near.
No.
I'm not near Chris.
Nope. But we'll say this is kind of backish in time, so this is happening simultaneously while Chris is starting his bullshit.
Can I roll preemptively to, like, detect things when things pop off, like perception? Can I roll perception now to see if I hear anything when the time comes during the time jump?
Make a perception check.
Sure. Okay. Who do I have with me? I guess Claudine and
Nyx.
Nyx are with me. Okay. Where's Azek? Is Azek back in Teague?
I mean, he can be anywhere. You could summon him in an instant.
Okay. Azek's with me. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Azek's with me, and I think right now he's a hawk still. Can I make perception for both?
Sure. I'll use the passives for Nyx and Claudine. Claudine's pretty good. But the main thing...
That's me.
That's you. The main thing that'll
that
cause...
tracks.
The thing that'll cause like a reaction that people will listen to is the explosion.
Yeah.
So which, at this point, has not happened yet.
Yeah, that's fair. And then one for Mr. Azek.
Okay.
Okay, so somebody better hear something. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Did we already RP like a greeting? Like when I came in here and spoke to somebody and they told me that Poe was like doing it right now. So I can't remember exactly conversationally where we left off.
Yeah, I believe you came in here to just kind of check up on things and like just check up on Poe. Poe's already left to do his thing. Right now you have a bunch of miscellaneous faceless both metaphorically and also like by faction thieves based around you, and also the kind of the white dragonborn in plate armor, kind of anti-stealth, but he's here.
And I dropped off the money already, right?
I believe so. I believe that was the point.
We right. We put it under one of the cots, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe on one of the cots. Whatever cot I saw him sleeping on. I know they don't have like assigned ones, but his money is in a gathered spot, and I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything to anybody because I would think, like, yeah, although this like underside of Obethus is all criminals, there has to be some level of trust amongst the faceless here where I don't need to tell them, hey, don't steal this. This is for Poe. So I'm not gonna say anything to any of them. But yeah, I'll just turn over the money and be like, that is the payment. It's all there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, sure. I'll make sure that. Well, you don't have to worry about anybody else here. I'll keep an eye on it. Even then, they're not gonna take it. Either way, you can rest your laurels. Just kind of to take a load off.
What do you mean? What are you saying?
They've got food and drink. Not a lot, but it's enough to pass the time.
Here?
Yeah. And your friends, I think. So our stuff is your stuff.
How long ago did he leave?
A few hours ago. Well, honestly, the last time you came here, you just left. So about then.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we need to stick around. I'm gonna turn to Nyx and just be like, do you know who the Faceless is?
Only by reputation.
What do you know?
Well, they kind of have their sticky little fingers in a lot of sticky pies. I know they do a lot of heists. Classic heists, A few books written about them, or, their pseudonyms. Good novels.
And I could be mistaken because it's just the campaign. This campaign's been going on for a long time. I'll turn to Claudine and also be like, have you met the Faceless before? I feel like you have.
I've been to the Undermarket. I mean, I'm not enemies with the Faceless. I'm not a part of them either. Nice to meet you. And likewise.
Okay. How much money do I have? Not a lot, because I couldn't even afford... Okay, yeah, I have like 400 gold. I guess we can go back out and look around and shop. And this isn't me like metagaming because I want to find Chris. I just genuinely am like, I don't know that we would stay here and wait around, especially considering it could be hours till he comes back. So, like I'll come back in individually and check in at some point. Probably I'll tell this to the Dragonborn. I'll be back. Tomorrow, maybe 24 hours at the latest from now. But yeah, I trust his ability, and I think in the meantime we might have other stuff to do. So thank you for doing business with us, and I'll give him a little handshake.
He takes your hands readily. All right, you can drop in anytime. No guarantee when the big man's going to be coming back, but yeah, you're welcome here anytime. I remember your faces, so good eye for that. Claudine sort of turns around and looks at the door. Did you guys hear that?
Hear what?
The Dragonborn. I didn't hear any of them. But then you see a couple of other thieves going around, like probably like 20% of them go like, yeah, no, I heard that too. Sound like an explosion. Another one goes, yeah, they think someone's firing shots at the Undermarket. That'd be fucking stupid. But it hasn't been the first time, so maybe. And a couple of you are like, I didn't hear anything. The Dragonborn kind of goes, well, if more than 4 of us heard it, something's happened in there.
I'm gonna turn to Claudine. I'm gonna ask her, did you hear like just one boom, or was it like shots fired?
No, it's a singular explosion, kind of. It's like rumbly, bassy. Not It didn't sound like gunfire. It's more like thunder striking like a while away.
Okay. That's worrisome. Yeah, I think we're done here for now. Maybe let's go pop our heads out and see what's going on, perhaps.
Yeah. Might have some of my guys take a look at that too. But I'm not gonna keep you here. You got something to sort out, seems.
I'll turn to him really quick and look at him and just narrow my eyes. And I'll just be like, "Are you really a Dragonborn? You can tell me."
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
You can't change into nothing.
Oh no, that's Big Man's job, not me. I'm just here as muscle. Honestly, I'm not even the sneaky type. I'm just kind of keep an eye on things.
I'm gonna say this out of character. He has a kid here, doesn't he?
Well, he
Did
has...
we meet one of his... Or
he
we
has-
met somebody? Go ahead,
Yeah,
sir.
he has 2 adoptive kids that he picked up at some point.
Because I think as of right now, Zero's never met a changeling besides Poe and the, what's their... Courtesan Queen, right?
There was...
I mean, not that I know of.
That you know of, if I recall. There's one other one, but I don't know if I have to feel that.
Is Poe the one that we also met in, like, Fuck, where did we meet Poe? We first met Poe when Poe was, like, the tour guide when we first got to Abethus, and we thought he was just, like, a little halfling. I remember that. But there was another one that we met, I think, in Silnia, wasn't it?
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
also
other
in the
one.
Faceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember his name, but that wasn't Poe.
No, that wasn't though.
I don't remember his name. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna... I'm trying to justify Zero not... Like, I don't want to metagame and just run out there and be like, I help, I intervene, because I'm not gonna intervene. It is what it is. But Zero's gonna turn to look. Who else is in the room with us right now?
A bunch of like faceless members that you don't recognize in various states of undress or work attire, and your compatriots of Nyx and Claudine and the White Dragonborn.
Yeah, I feel like Zero is Zero is in a position for the first time where they feel like they can just ask people this. It's just funny to me. I'm just gonna like look around the room, and not like on some witch hunt shit. Just like curiously, Zero's gonna be like, "Which one of you? There's gotta be more of you guys, right? Which one of you can also do that? You know, the thing." And Zero can't do it, so Zero can't show them any example, but I'll just be like, the thing Poe does.
You hear one nameless, faceless member in the corner goes like, I don't think you can ask those kind of things anymore. And you hear the White Dragonborn go like, oh, that's fine, it's curiosity. I mean, fair point given our line of work, but
like, you don't gotta tell me, I guess.
No,
it's a trade secret, but it's pretty cool.
It's not a trade secret, it's just like I can breathe ice. That's just a race thing. Poe can change his face. You see what another face member on to your right side kind of go, I can do this, and he casts disguise self. It's close enough, Johnny, but okay. I mean, we got our skills, but physically, only Big Man.
Zero's like nodding, like almost like a kid coming up to you and showing you like, look, I can do a magic trick, and then doing the magic trick. Zero's like, cool, nice. Just points to the rest of them, and be like, what can you do? What can you do? What do you bring to the table? What do you do? What's your thing? Just to the random members that are just being subjected to this.
What's your passive perception? Like 9?
Yes. 9.
So, embarrassingly, you get a lot of people taking some, like, a coin from you every so often. It's like just pickpocketing you, and then Claudine's is also like people are trying to sing than Claudine, and Claudine's like slapping all of their hands away without looking. It very much juxtaposition of you being pickpocketed and Claudine having good enough path perception to be an anti-pickpocket.
It's all fun and games down here. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah. As far as criminal organizations go, the Faceless are one of the more benign ones you could have befriended. They got one thing: is they steal shit. That's it. They don't do anything else. Okay, but you spent some time just kind of hanging out, mingling with the Faceless members.
Yeah, I'm bothering them. I just want to bother them. And like even if I have to go to them one by one and be like, "What's your thing? What's your niche? What do you do? What skill do you bring to the table?" Like I think Zero sees them and almost sees almost like without ever knowing about the Faceless, Zero felt like they were a part of their own little criminal organization in Fentu, and was something similar in their like tiefling group where everyone had like a niche. Everyone was like, oh, this is the guy that is the distraction, this is the guy that is like the muscle, and the Zero's like, what's your thing? What do you do?
Yeah, and you do get like a vast amount of skills, like basically resumes. People are like, you see people that are good at like lying. Yeah, people are good at like, you know, like performance, like people that have like, I've told you stories of like they have gone technically undercover as like a performer in an inn so they could like seduce people for like a month and then pickpocket them, and then also get in good enough graces with the tavern owner to then go into the private safe of the tavern owner and rob them blind and then just leave. Like long cons people, you see people that are short con people. There's one guy who is known for having no tact for stealing stuff and just running, like just bashing through people's doors and punching through their chests. No lock picking, just straight through the top with his fists. And then you don't believe it, and then he finds a random chest and puts the hole straight through the top of the chest with his hands. And then just rips out like a bag of jewels, like a smorgasbord of I guess different thievery types here. Some are magic based, some are just full sneaky. I want to say 50% of them are just sneaky, like you and Claudine. But the other 50 are specialists, I would say.
I'll introduce myself to all of them as I go and just be like, nice to meet you, and just keep going.
Yeah.
Until, unfortunately, everyone here is plagued with the knowledge of who I am.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, kill dragons, you know, saving the world, whatever. Yeah. And while that's happening, the guy at the center platform breaks the other dude's legs. Like, he's breaking a leg at a time, seemingly. He broke the leg of the first dude, and then he sort of goes, "Everyone see that? This is what happens when you fuck up down here. When you do something I don't like. When you wake me up from my goddamn nap. Oh, you look like you can still walk, boy." And he breaks the guy's other leg. The screams ring out. You see people look scared and see people cheering. About a 60-40 split. He gets to the scrawny dude who is not moving. He kind of looks at him, raises up the mace, and breaks his leg, and there's no reaction. Well, he looks to you, Chris. You did a fucking number on this guy. And he kind of pushes him into the cistern, and he just kind of bobs and floats for a second before sinking into just human waste. He gets to the other dude, the other assailant, begins like begging and blubbering. He gets down low. What's that? Can't quite hear you, boy. He's just going on and on about, like, you know, he got money and everything. Like, you can pay him. He just raises up his legs. He raises up the mace and breaks his leg. Chris. This is about where... Would you like to try to do anything? You have no strength. The dude beholder guy's still there. You're being held down. You technically have your items, but if you can reach them. They didn't strip you of your stuff.
Can I cast teleport?
That's acquire somatic components.
No,
It doesn't require somatic bonus?
it just vocal.
Okay. As you cast teleport, nothing happens. Beholder Man's still there. Yeah, as you cast the verbal components, just the magic is deafened while that guy's still there. Would you like to try anything? The man is halfway in the process of breaking the dude before you's legs.
The other dude's legs.
Yeah, he got through dude 1. Dude 2, this grunty dude is probably dead. And if he wasn't, he's drowning now, so to moot point. Now he's on the second dude, the third dude, who he's already broken that guy's leg. 1. He has 1 more to go, and then after that, he's on to you. What does this guy look like, by the way?
What is what?
What does your guy look like when you disguise self?
Just some, I guess, some guy that's just, I don't know, regular, very normal.
Default character.
Yeah.
Would it matter? Wouldn't that be turned off because of Beholder?
Oh, that's true, actually. That is true. Yeah, so your full face, blue skin and all, shows up, elven, and everything. Not that people weren't aware of your face beforehand. A bunch of people saw you turn into the other guy anyway. Yeah, the spell's technically up, but the effects are not active until you leave the range of the Beholder.
Okay. And how far is the Beholder right now?
The dude, he's gotten a little closer to the platform. He's probably about 20, 30 feet from you. In view. I guess even if it's not in view, it still technically applies, but yeah. What you doing, Chris?
And I can't move at all, right?
No, you can't move your arms. You can move your legs, but like two burly dudes are holding down your arms and shoulders. Yeah. The entire time, the dude's screaming but next to you after having his leg broken. The guy's above him, lording over him with the scrap mace. Need I remind you who keeps order down here, besides me? He kind of points towards a direction. There. Up in that great north. Your fucking employers. Place that keeps the lights on. People that keeps you dregs of society from spending your lives in the jails and prisons, rotting some fucking cell somewhere. But down here you're free because of the Rexons. This is how you repay them.
I'll say I've met the Rexons.
He kind of looks, makes eye contact with you, just kind of like the two little small tusks piercing into his upper lip. Without really taking your eyes off you, he raises up the hammer and breaks the other dude's legs, and gets up really close to you. You can like face to face. He's crouched down next to you, breathing heavy. You can smell the scent of rum and probably like some sort of tobacco. Really strong.
Have you? Now tell me, what kind of relationship you have, huh? Good business?
He definitely wanted to do business. Whether it was well received, I'm not sure, but
Oh, so you're a fuck up and a troublemaker.
not necessarily. I think the Rexons still want to do business.
Make a you know. It's. I'm not sure if this is deception or not. That's the thing. It mostly is. I say make a deception check. He kind of scoffs in your face. This one final gust of just, of alcohol and tobacco hits you. He kind of stands up, addresses the crowd again, who are cheering at this point to shatter your knees. He kind of looks.
Hear that, people? This one's a friend of the Rexons. Place you live. Place that keeps you all employed. And he made that crate over there. Your home. Your stalls, your economy. What say you?
You hear there's a chant that's going like, break his legs, break his legs. As he begins to rest the scrap mace on the back of your shins, Chris. As you feel it lift up and he's raising it above. Are you going to try anything?
I will be right back.
Okay.
Could I? This is the last sort of effort. Use a divinity.
You may. Yeah, the divinity you have is not technically like a magical power. So, regardless of the beholder's effects, even if it did affect it, your divinity, your burgeoning godhood, would be overpowering to it anyway. So, what would you like to do as an active godhood?
I think just make everyone in like a 30-foot radius fall asleep.
Okay. I'll make a saving throw collectively for everybody. DC's... What's your spell save DC?
20.
20. I'll make it 25. Your DC plus 5. So in 30 feet, I'll say there's probably about... I'll roll D100. There's probably not 100 people within like a 30 feet of you, but I'll say about roughly that's how many fall asleep. Actually, no, I was gonna make saving throw. I'm trying to make saving throw for like 50 people. Roll the 100. That's pretty high. I'll say 80% of them fall asleep then. I rolled an 80, so 80%. What does this godhood look like? The effects are known, at least to you. But what does it manifest in the world as?
Well, I think it just sort of like this divinity or this happening, like them falling asleep.
Yeah, like how do they fall asleep, or does it just happen? Like how like what does it look like to you?
I think to me it would be like sort of like the air quivering around everyone's head, and then just almost supernaturally the light, even though it's kind of dark, it just feels a little darker, and then everyone kind of passes out.
Okay. As the air, the very space between people's heads begin to vibrate, almost blurring into this mosaic in a way. The saturation of it begin to gray and darken. It's like as if everyone's faces was kind of like, I guess, like centered out briefly before it all just kind of snaps back like a rubber band, and everyone who's that affected falls asleep. This would include everyone on stage, including the guy that's about to break your legs, a good amount of the crowd, and also the beholder guy. And then everyone in 30 feet would be pretty much everyone around the cistern, save for, like a couple people, like 5, that managed to not quite shrug off the effect, but there's so much happening to everyone else at once. It's like there wasn't enough divinity to knock them unconscious. But there's still people outside the radius too that aren't affected, period. But they just saw you just like conquer hockey, just knock everyone out unconscious.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Just knock everyone unconscious with pure godhood. You tap into the inner self and access the ember of godhood, which day by day, with every passing miracle you make for yourself, grows. But the people grabbing you, the guy that's about to break your legs, beholder man, and a bunch of people around you have instantly fallen unconscious. Some of the people, the guards that were like grabbing other people, just fall into the cistern, and they are, for the moment, asleep, drowning in human waste, but forcibly, through divinity, unconscious. And you are untethered, ungrabbed. What are you doing?
I think I'll try and get away from the beholder guy.
Okay. Beholder guy is also unconscious and is also not really pointing the rebel holder in any direction anymore. But there's nothing stopping you from just running with your little leggies.
Yeah, I'll probably run.
Okay. Make a just straight charisma check with advantage. I'd say this is like kind of like a presence check. If people even 21.
21?
21? You knocked like 40 people unconscious by just standing there. They're not sure if that was you, but either way, when the guy got to you, you were teleporting all over the place, disguising yourself using magic. You knocked 40 people unconscious in an instant without really moving. People saw the effect. You saw the effect. People don't really want to step to you right now, as you just cut straight through the crowd and people make way for you. Some of the guards that were supposed to be tackling you just don't. They're like, I don't want none of this smoke right now. My boss is unconscious. I'll just say you got away, at least in their head. As you just make an exit for the undermarket, and there is no one willing to stop you.
Yep, I'll leave.
It's like, hey, what did you use your guided for? Man's about to break my knees. Stopped him. Like, no, you just stop like a meteor or like a monster. He's like, no, I was gonna break my knees. But there wasn't very much options, I guess. Very cool. But you just run through the sewers. Your memory's good enough, you can remember the exit. But exit the undermarket you do. Okay. Misty isn't back, right? No. Okay. Let's see. This all would take place within like an hour or so. But Chris, as you get up, the sun's already beginning to set. The evening sun beginning to turn from the bright yellow to bright orange to the dark light purple pink. Yeah, you're outside the city walls, and the scent of shit was always prevalent while you're down there, but it kind of just wafts up in like great waves, like the world's worst updraft from the large cistern that kind of surrounds the whole undermarket, I guess. Yeah. Riley, you're making some takoyaki. You're having a grand old time.
Not quite takoyaki. Taiyaki.
Taiyaki. You're making taco taiyaki. Yeah, as you rent out the place, you only got it for an hour technically. But you're making so much money that the person is like not stopping you after the hour. You can keep going if you'd like to, or you can try to do something else and just like uphold your end of the bargain, I guess, if you want to.
My end of the bargain was giving 50 gold.
Yeah, and you only got it for it only rented out for the hour, but the person's not going to stop you. Now that you're making so much money, it's like maybe I can schmooze more off this person.
No, because I'm running out of fish.
That's true. You can also you can buy some fish from the local fishmongers and continue your fish operation.
This is true, actually. You know what? I'll send the store owner off. I'll give the store owner, like, I don't know, the stall owner, whatever. Like, I'll give 14 silver.
14 silver. The money
I'll
you
just be
got
like-
for the fucking guy.
I need to sell 15 gold or another 15 fish worth. So technically 14 fish worth.
Okay. She sort of goes, all right, lady, I'm gonna cut the profits. As she begins to really like just, despite being like kind of like an old bag, she really scampers quick. And within like 20 minutes, she gets like a pretty big bag of fish for you.
How many?
I'll say like probably about 11 worth, 11 decently sized fish, which probably means she pocketed the other 3 silver you gave her.
Probably, and that's the cut of the profit. Well, there you go.
Yeah, you have 11 extra fish if you'd like to. With your performance check, that's still 5 gold per fish.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Keep it up.
So that's.
But Zia is still just fine to like delegate the the transactional side.
Yeah, she seems so. She seems
Okay.
like there's a language barrier, but she you give her the food, she gives it to people, and then she just takes money from them. Like she's not really like interacting further than that. She's literally just delivering and ferrying like the goods and also the currency back to you.
All right. So what's 11 times 5? 55.
55, if I recall.
And what is 55 plus 3,485?
I got a calculator. 3,485.
Yeah.
485 is
96.
55. 3,485 plus 85 is 3,540.
That's what I'm sat at now.
Okay. As the night continues on, people are getting their fill of taiyaki and everything, But the evening wears in, and with the evening and the coming of night comes what's it? Fucking revelers, rabble rousers, people that partake of inns, get inebriated, and walk around looking for food if the place doesn't serve it already. Sometimes the food sucks, but yours doesn't. If you want to continue for the next, hour or so, and just continue doing this, profits may increase because people are coming out.
Right. What's the stall owner's opinion right now?
You're making money, and she's not going to complain if you get to cut out the profits.
Sure. I'm gonna send stall owner off with another 10 silver.
Okay, and she gives you seven solid fish.
I almost feel bad. Yeah, sure. I'll make some more.
Okay.
7 times 5. What's that?
7 times 5. Oh boy.
35. Holy shit! I'm making bank today.
Yeah, and I'll say if you continued into the night, I'll say this whole process takes about you're probably be cooking for about 3 hours total for now.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'll say on top of the fishy things, just people getting you the increase of people. I'll say there's an extra, let's say 150 on top of that.
150 what now?
Gold.
As a bonus, like tips?
But as in, if you want to continue into the night, the increase of revelers and the constant shipments of fish, the increase of people wandering by, smelling good food, they want to buy it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. So after about 2 hours, you cut it there. A bunch of people are being fled out the taverns, but this wasn't really about profits for you. This was just a neat distraction. You see the store has already begun to franchise. She's made posters and everything. She's actually kind of a talented artist, not gonna lie. She doesn't even know your name. It just says fucking fish guys fish pastries with a beautiful rendition of you just cooking up a fucking storm with flames coming out everywhere. And Zia's also there, very accurately rendered in this dress that she is not wearing, kind of flowing about. And she's made 3 of these posters already.
I'm gonna intervene. I'm gonna be like, this was a one-night deal, right? I'm not sticking around.
Okay, you got me. 70-30. All right? 70-30%. I take the 70. I franchise, advertise, you cook. All right? This is a business proposition.
How about I just teach you how to do it?
No. Needs to be you. You're a star.
I get that, but I'm an adventurer. I was just fucking around.
Even better. That's a good backstory. Nice sob story. People come in, they have this person came a New Yorker, a New Jersey all of a sudden. They come and sit down and you got stories to tell. Yeah. It's beautiful, beautiful. What do you say, pal?
I unfortunately must decline.
Make a persuasion check to not make an enemy of this woman forever. Persuasion for nemesis. She kind of looks at you.
Young people and their fucking dreams. Fine. Give me a recipe or something.
Yeah, I'll just teach her how to do it.
Yeah, and as the store closes down, you teach her. It's not I don't actually know the process of making taiyaki, but it can't be that complicated, right?
It's literally just fucking paste in a it's like a Boston
paste.
cream donut but fancier.
Boston cream donut, but with fish in it, fish paste. Not that hard to teach her, quote unquote. Yeah, she already had all the tools. You're just using her shit. So like she's perfectly capable of doing this. But as you kind of teach her this, and it's like, you know, write down the recipe for her. All right, give it a shot. Fine, thanks. Whatever your name is, don't tell me. She kind of hands you one of the posters that she's made, like the better one, the best one she made. So you have as like a souvenir.
Sure, why not? I'll take it gracefully.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. It'll serve as a memento of my night here, I suppose.
I'm just saying, if you come back here and there's this giant franchise store selling these things, you're not seeing a cut of the profits. It's all me.
I'm fine with that.
All right, go off and kill a wolf or whatever.
We adventurers all want to do that sometimes. You know what? I'm actually gonna be like, I'm gonna slip 5 gold and be like, I don't need this much money. Hire a cook or something.
I don't need more than 5 gold than that. Actually, just give me all the profits you just made. Put it into the store.
I think 5 gold is fine enough.
That's fine. Cheapskate.
Riley feels as though he has done great service on this day.
Next campaign, just like fucking giant KFC style store right here.
During that process, though, would my passive have been enough to be like, oh, some of these people recognize me as a wanted man?
Make a... I'll say make a... Actually, you were busy cooking with your passive perception.
Yep.
Actually, this would be more of insight. Make an insight check.
Sure. No idea.
Man, you're really focused on making those fucking taiyakis, dude.
Yeah.
So, you notice people were looking at you, but you're not sure whether that was like, just, they're looking for food or they recognized you. See, people have taken note of your presence, but it was hard to tell for why, for what reason. Either way, in the past 2 hours, nothing's really happened of it yet.
No guards called or anything?
No, not really.
Alright.
Maybe your taiyaki was so good they just forgot.
Wow, this shit is so good it should be criminal. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Uses a napkin, like pulls a like there's like a grease stain on it, and it's actually just the wanted poster they just used. Wait a second. That's you.
I'm so sorry. I'm back. My dad's here, and he was talking to me for like 20 minutes. I'm sorry.
All good.
Cool. So,
did you miss the part where Chris used his fucking Conqueror's hockey?
I must have. The last thing I remember was Chris telling the guy that we knew the Ruxins and then failing on a deception check.
Yeah, so he did this. Hold on. Just fucking see if I can use. He fucking
Conqueror's hockey.
Where the hell is it?
It literally is Conqueror's hockey.
He did this.
So excellent. So where are we right now? Are we Riley right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Riley right now.
Okay.
And I just made a fuck ton of money.
Yeah. Chris spent his whole divinity point to knock everyone out unconscious with sheer godhood. And then while all that happened, Riley accidentally started a franchise chain, probably.
And you know what? It's for the best that Zero wasn't here, so I can't metagame it, and I'll just come out blind. It's fine.
Yep. I got nothing more to add. I had a really successful night selling fish cakes.
I should probably update my fucking notes, huh? Okay. Yeah, but 0. Anything else to do you want to do in the Faceless Hideout?
I don't think so. Once I'm done harassing everybody, I'd probably be ready to go out.
Okay. As you begin to just kind of casually walk out, say your goodbyes to the White Dragonborn, just walk out to the Undermarket, and it's, yeah, you're not like too much of in a rush. You see about 40 people unconscious everywhere. Everywhere. Mostly centered around the center, but like, you're actually not sure if they're unconscious or dead, now that you're thinking about it. You don't see any blood, but like, they're on the floor and not moving.
I will stealth, and I'll hope that Claudine and Nyx will do the same, and I think I'll probably try to stealth to the source point.
Sure. I make a stealth check. And the girls will do the same. Okay. Okay, girls will fine. Sure. Yeah, as you just kind of stealth as close as you can. It seems you kind of there is literally a ring of bodies. Like there's an epicenter where people fell unconscious, and there's almost like this like slight quarantine zone people just don't want to approach right now. So it's very easy to identify where the center is. You could stealth up to where the center is, but you'd be walking in to basically plain view, as it seems to be stemming from the center of the Undermarket in the giant cistern, where like the houses and kind of like, or a house is built.
Do I see anybody I recognize?
Some of the vendors that you saw earlier, whose names you don't really get, except the Clockwork ladies, who you only got the first name, if I recall. They're both conscious.
I got her name. No good.
Yeah, you saw him before. He seems to be the guy that like running the show down here. Like that half orc dude who's on the floor unconscious on the thing, on the platform. Otherwise, no one else really that notable.
I'm gonna go up to the Clockwork lady. Now that I've become a potential client, and I'm just gonna ask her what the fuck happened.
She kind of looks at you for a bit. She's being kind of flanked by like two other roguey types. They friends of yours?
Oh, talking about Claudine and Nyx?
Yeah.
I will just nod. I gave her my name, didn't I? I told her I was Zero at some point, maybe?
I think so.
Okay. Yes, I will. I will gesture to both of the girls and be like, yes, Claudine and Nyx. And I will look back to her again and go like, what happened?
Oh, I didn't see what started it, but Arcus brought some troublemakers up on stage to make a big performance out of it. The performance being his favorite of just breaking their legs. Got two of them. There's well, and then you got the last guy, and then everyone just kind of fell unconscious or died. I can't really tell. I don't really care.
One guy did this?
I guess, or something else happened. Either way, the guy just got up and ran. He wasn't affected by it. I just assume he did it. Or his friend somewhere in the crowd.
What do you look like?
A big dumb fucking pointy hat, blue skin. Really nice knee pads though.
Zero's gonna keep a straight face and just nod to her, and then slowly turn to look at Claudine.
You see both Nyx and Claudine kind of closing their eyes, nodding like, yep, that sounds like him. We've solved the mystery, gang.
I'm gonna ask Claudine real quietly. You said you heard thunder?
Yeah, this makes a lot more sense in retrospect, actually.
I will send Azek. I will be like, please, can you help me find the blue one?
Sure, I guess.
I like the implication. Azek also doesn't want to find Chris.
Okay. As you just yeet Azek out, and he begins to fly out through the undermarket. The exit, that's where they go. Yeah, but he's going to be doing that while Zero. What else do you want to do out here, or continue the conversation? Up to you.
I kind of want to hang back and see if any of these people will wake up. Can I go up to all the people that are not the orc? Actually, you know what? Has the orc already been looted?
As of this moment, you're not sure, but no one really wants to approach right now.
Okay, I will go and start doing damage control, and I will go start checking the people on the ground that are not the orc. I want to check for pulses and stuff.
Yeah. Make a medicine check just generally. You'll get the baseline, no matter what, but make a medicine check either way.
Because you want to laugh at me.
No, I just want to see how much information you get.
Because you're a bully and you want me to publicly humiliate myself.
That's not bad. Okay. You're not a doctor, but you do, you're able to feel for pulses. You know that much. Everyone that's on the ground right now seems to be alive, and they are fine. They're not, like, breathing irregularly or anything, but, like, they have a pulse, so they're still alive, at the very least. Not sure exactly what caused them to knock them unconscious, but they're not dead. Yeah, as you begin like feeling up some of the unconscious bodies, you see people like some of the people ringing the body. They're ringing the epicenter that don't want to approach. Like, what the fuck? Are you diseased now? You caught it? You caught something?
They're saying that to me?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look up at them and like narrow my eyes and be like, yeah, and then just start hacking, coughing, like, like right at them. Not like I don't want to stand up, but I'm just gonna look at them and start coughing.
9 of them back up like a solid 10 feet, like peak COVID. They just don't want to get close to you anymore.
I feel like that's a good way, if anything, to not get pickpocketed. That's nice. Okay.
Yeah, just be diseased. No one wants to pickpocket a leper. Yeah. As you're kind of getting onto the stage, feeling like looking for the bodies, 2 of the people up here have broken legs, which are bleeding. Like you can see some of them have like bones jutting out. It's not pretty, but they are still technically alive, bleeding out, but not dead yet. There's a couple of people in the cistern too, just kind of bobbing.
Can I use healing kits on them?
The broken leg guys?
Yeah, I can't do much, but I have that ability that's like, it's not really useful here, but what is it called again? The healer. You are an able physician. I'm not. Spoiler, I'm not. Allowing you to mend wounds quickly and get your allies back into the fight. You gain the following benefits. When you use the healer's kit to stabilize a dying creature, that creature also regains 1 hit point. As an action, you can spend 1 use of the healer's kit to tend to a creature and restore 1d6 plus 4 hit points to it, plus additional hit points equal to the creature's maximum number of hit dice. The creature can't regain hit points from this feat again until after it finishes a short or long rest.
Okay, is that what you want to do with the healer skits?
Yeah, only because Zero doesn't have context. Zero doesn't know what actually happened. I don't know that this guy tried to mug Chris. I don't know that this guy tried to mug Chris or that, like, how any of this happened. I just know that Chris did this, and now suddenly like 10 people are like unconscious, and I feel bad.
Okay.
So I think just at least for the ones that they're obviously their legs are broken, Zero doesn't know why their legs are broken, and I'm going to assume, or Zero assumes it's because of Chris, and I'm going to try to do what I can to at least bandage their legs a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. As you begin to kind of set the bones and like suture up the wounds, which is about as much as you can do with how gnarly these leg wounds are. They don't rouse from unconsciousness, but they are healed. Like you're pretty confident over the next like minute or so. Like a quick job, some sanitization down here, that they will not maybe not recover the ability to walk immediately, but at least begin the process of healing.
On these little on the bandages, can I just write out like a little note, and I'll just write sorry and then sign it X.
Sure. Nyx is kind of watching you do this as she kind of goes, well, that's a much nicer calling card than the one you pulled off in Son.
I'll wink at her.
I thought I would say Claudine catches the wink midair and eats it. Okay. What else would you doing, Zero?
I mean, once I'm done doing all that, then I'll fucking skedaddle.
Okay.
I don't know where Chris is. I sent Azek on his way. That's what I was rolling perception for. I realized though he gets advantage for keen sight or keen senses.
Yeah, if it relies on sight, which I think this might.
Yeah, keen sight. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Chris, though, where are you going, or what are you doing after you left the undermarket?
I'll probably try and find Riley.
Okay. Are you being sneaky about it, or you just kind of walk straight to the wherever he might be?
Yeah, just kind of walk where he might be.
Okay. Where does Chris think he might be?
Somewhere where there might be fish.
Okay, so maybe the big purse, or like, probably
Yeah.
the big purse, honestly.
A reasonable assumption.
Reasonable assumption. Okay,
What?
so you,
Chris using facts and logic to deduce? That's crazy.
To deduce.
yeah, as you begin making your way to the big purse, logically, like, there's a lot of fish there, and also logically, it's the center of the city anyway, so, like, it's mostly equidistant to anywhere else you might be able to check, so it's not a but not a bad starting point. You're not being sneaky, though, right? You're just kind of walking.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you're kind of just walking, and you're out of the undermarket now, so you're into the city proper. Most people that know you're wanted have forgotten that you're wanted. People have stopped pasting your wanted posters after the year you spend in exiles. Yeah. Eventually, Azek does find Chris. Do you want Azek to just go down and harass Chris, or do you want Azek to just kind of report back to you, Zero?
I'll have him go in and nip Chris on the face, and then come back.
Okay. Chris, a huge fucking hawk the size of a child starts pecking at your face.
I stare at its eyes.
They're blue. Like a flaming blue. It's kind of weird.
I think your eyes changed.
Yeah, the hawk kind of cocks its head a little bit. It is perched on your shoulders currently. You have a pretty good guess who this is. Yeah, as big ass bird begins kind of scraping at your cheek with its beak.
I guess I'll just take Azek and then I'll grab him like a messenger pigeon and throw him up in the air and say, "Be free."
I thought you were saying you're gonna grab him like a football, but that works too. As you just kind of yeet him up to be free. I suppose Isaac returns to 0. He's not technically bound to follow Chris's orders, but like he did. He found Chris. Yeah, as you begin trekking towards the big purse. Isaac eventually returns to you 0 pretty quick, like 5 minutes, and briefly relays his location, like close by ish.
I'm gonna take Azek and like let him perch my arm, and I'm gonna be like, "Ew, he grabbed you." I'm gonna like smooth Azek's feathers down like I'm wiping cooties off.
He grabbed you. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, at this point you've already left the Undermarket, and you're not that far behind Chris. So you could catch up if you wanted to.
I guess I don't really think. I mean, we are kind of just waiting until Poe gets done, and I didn't want to just hang out in the faceless spot. So I guess let's just explore. I'll probably be on the stinkier side finding Chris, but I'll just check it by foot.
Okay. You're all stinky, so at some point. Yeah, Chris was hanging atop a cistern for a little bit. It's like a vat of boiling evil. Yeah. Eventually Zero, you do, following like the rough location that Azek's kind of guiding you to, you do eventually find Chris just kind of casually sauntering towards, like nearby the gates about to enter. Yeah, and Chris, you're just walking. The danger's over.
It is not. I send Azek straight to Chris again to nip him on his cheek.
Yeah, Chris, a giant hawk starts scraping your cheek with his beak.
Tell Isaac, I thought I told you to be free.
I'll roll up as he's talking to my bird and be like, "What did you do?"
Oh, me?
Yeah, I came back and found unconscious bodies. You broke someone's leg?
Oh no, that was the big guy with the axe, the mace. He was breaking people's legs for show.
Okay, fine. Why were there just bodies on the ground?
Well, I put them to sleep because he was about to break my legs.
Why
They
was
were
he
holding
gonna...
me down.
Why was he going to break your legs, Chris?
I think it was too. He thought it was too chaotic.
Yeah, that tracks.
Someone was trying to get me out of my money. So I had to make a run for it. But I couldn't make a run for it because there was a beholder guy selling 20,000 gold piece beholders.
Huh. Okay. Well, don't do that again. It's probably one of the most forgiving places you could do that in, because, they don't follow the laws down there anyway, but, maybe don't do that up here. Whatever you did, don't do that up here.
Yeah.
Where's Riley?
I was just about to look for him.
Okay.
Okay. As you begin to travel together and try to find Riley, check in the big purse first. You probably catch Riley just as he's finishing up the lesson with the old woman, who then like skitters away, very much like Mr. Krabs style, with like the legs going everywhere, but like going at like a really fast pace. As the scent of a familiar kind of fishy treat that he's been cooking you for a while now kind of permeates the air around, and you see actually a lot of people eating it around here too. Some of them beginning to finish up. Like a pop-up shop, I guess. Yeah, but you see Riley just kind of covered in sweat. And Zia just kind of counting money.
I'll go up to Riley and say, "Hello, Riley. How are you? Do you need any help? I'm a good person."
Riley will turn to Chris and be like, "Sorry, do I know you?"
Maybe.
Is he still disguised?
How long does this guy's self last? An hour, yeah?
The sky should be off, right? With the beholder.
The beholder doesn't dispel magic, technically. It's
Oh.
deactivates it, but once you're out of the right vision, it begins to reapparate. So, yeah. If you want your disguise self to continue, it can be up still.
Yeah, I'll take it off then.
Riley's reaction is the same. Do I know you?
Yep, everything's all good.
It's like NPC dialogue.
I'm gonna try and look for Zero in the crowd.
Is Zero trying to make themselves hidden?
A little bit, but it's Riley, so.
Yep,
Yeah.
Riley will notice. As long as you're not trying to steal from me, I will know where you are.
Isn't
that weird?
Well, now that you say it like that, what's there to steal? Steal some takoyaki? Steal all the money you made for the day?
Like you have tabs on how much money I have.
That's true. I wouldn't know. What is? Can Missy. I know what he's selling. Zero. Can I Zero investigate what Riley's selling? What are we doing here?
Sure, make a investigation check. Okay. Using like this, like time slows down as you enter like Sherlock Holmes vision. A grill discombobulate. You see a cooking utensils like freshly covered in batter, chopped up fish, uncooked but being like chopped into a fine mince. Some of them formed in like fish shapes in like a mold that is there, also covered in batter. The amount of people like here, inebriated and jovial, eating these treats. You're not sure entirely, but you think you Riley may be selling these little fishy treats.
Wait, is he selling taiyaki or takoyaki? I don't know why I thought.
Takoyaki. Takoyaki is octopus, but he has made takoyaki.
I know. I was confused. I was like, wait, which one is he selling?
Japanese is a stupid language anyway.
I would like to slide a hand to taiyaki.
Cool. From Riley or just from a guy?
From Riley. Also, because I have like damage resistance from like fire, can I technically like eat one of these straight off the grill without it like burning my mouth, or just, like I don't know, how does that work?
These are the questions I want D&D players to ask.
Hand on the grill.
Can I put my hand on the stove?
Yeah.
Is that gonna have consequences?
I got fire. I got fire resistance. Can I flip the chicken in the oil without taking damage?
Can I sleep in the campfire?
Chris,
Well, DM.
I guess so. Yeah. Riley, do you just have taiyaki on you? Do you have leftovers?
Probably.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
This
if
is
it's, like,
Riley. Come on.
If it's like whatever's currently being cooked, like if he's still serving it, and there's like a batch about to come out of the little pan or whatever, I want
I mean,
to
if I'm
steal.
in the middle of a lesson right now, then things are being cooked.
That's true. Yeah, some of them probably nearing completion too. Make a sleight of hand check and see if it.
I don't
beats-
care if he sees it. I just care if I get it.
My passive cannot see that.
Yeah, as Zero, you see one that's probably close to done as you just take your little fingies and pinch it off the off the mold, off the grill. It's fucking hot, but it doesn't burn you.
So I don't. Riley didn't see me steal it. I don't mind if he sees me eating it though. Like, that's I want to take a bite of it and just be like locked eyes with Riley.
Riley, you look over and see Zero eating a taiyaki that they did not rightfully pay for in the eyes of God.
Oh, Zero, that's weird. I guess I didn't see you purchase that. Well, enjoy.
I'll just hold it up like a little like a cheers. I'll nod at him. Thank you.
Guess we're all.
He does not know. He is busy doing a lesson right now, and also Chris is distracting him. Oh, right. He'll motion for Zero to come over.
I'll walk up eating my taiyaki. Getting
Right.
probably like too close, like sanitation wise, too close to your equipment. Just be like, "We done? What are you doing? What's up?"
So why did Chris just walk up to me and say, "Hi Riley, how are you doing? Can I help? I'm a good person." I mean, it checks out, but what the fuck happened while I was gone?
I'm not entirely certain because I've gotten half the story from somebody else and half from Chris. It appears
wow.
that he's upset somebody down there in the Simon, what's it called again? Down.
The
I
Undermarket.
keep wanting to call it the. I keep wanting to call it the Undercity. Yeah, he pissed somebody off down in the Undermarket, and something happened, and like a dozen of them were unconscious, and a couple of legs were broken. But apparently, according to him, he didn't break legs.
Chris, in our experience, he usually tells half truths, right? Like, like I didn't break that guy's legs, and he omits the fact that he was still responsible for the fact that the legs were broken.
Maybe. He certainly omitted certain details of stories before.
Yeah, he tends to do that. All right, give me a second, Zero. I'm just gonna fucking mind read Chris.
Sure. Chris, what are your surface thoughts right now?
My legs were about to be smashed in.
Yep.
He's still thinking about that.
I mean, it's probably the closest he's had to street justice in a long time ever since he's descending to godhood, so...
Yeah, I don't think that's enough context for Chris. He doesn't really care, or for Riley, he doesn't care if Chris finds out he is reading his mind. He's going deeper.
Sure. Make a, was it wisdom saving throw, Chris?
I believe it is wisdom saving. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw, Chris.
Yeah, no, I think because it's my spell save DC, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so I get to see what's going on in there. Well, give me the. Well, you don't really need to describe it. Just, I guess Riley understands now.
Yeah.
Basically trying to get information about the sewers, that sort of thing. But it kind of went the other direction because there are criminals. And then I tried to escape.
Yeah, and Riley, you get a lot of this information of like the deeper motivations behind the event of like he was about to be mugged, he tried to escape, just got caught, basically, functionally, and then didn't have a way out other than just kind of using godhood to at least pacify people, and he did not break the people's legs, to be fair.
Riley will turn to Zero. Well, I'll be damned. He's actually the innocent party.
I shrug and I keep eating my taiyaki.
And it's good.
Also, I think if you go deeper at all, the person knows. So I think Chris knows.
Yeah, when the spell ends, but eventually, yeah. Yeah, Chris, someone's been probing in your mind.
I know who it is.
You have a good guess.
It's Gary down the street.
You see Gary in a ghillie suit lying prone in the middle of the marketplace.
I always knew he had it in him.
I forgot he does have a ghillie suit, straight up.
And I forgot there was an NPC called Gary because I was just fucking pulling a random ass name.
We are becoming real entrepreneurs.
Right, and what are you selling then? What service are you providing?
I was thinking about investing in Monthoth Ickelninen's franchise.
Right, and how much gold do you have to invest in that right now?
Well, I have free real estate.
I forgot about that. That's true, you own a hotel.
He can expand. The Xodiacs will invest in transnational corporations.
Where's our tax haven? Ventu.
It's off grid.
Well, I'll turn to the dwarf lady. It was a nice night. Needed to kill some time.
She takes the recipe written down and goes like, "So there's your golden goose, yeah?"
As in, like... Which means...
It's gonna print money.
My magnum opus.
Yeah.
Just... It's the thing I like to cook the most, I think. I don't really get to work with Kraken and Shark too often, so... Even though I would prefer those, they're much rarer.
Kraken and Shark. She become aggressively more like East Coast Boston, New York, as time goes on.
Yeah.
Kraken and Shark. Jeepers creepers. Say, I'm gonna put down the posters. You're like a famed like a monster hunter trying to set up a restaurant, but you died, so I'm carrying on legacy. You know, what do you think about that? Advertising? I could put it up on billboards.
I mean, day 2 was probably not the best time for that.
I'm gonna talk to a couple guys. I know a guy.
I'm still here.
I'll just say that I'll use a different name. I'll use a face. You can just I'll use a different name. How about that?
Sure.
Use Tannen.
Tannen, it's a good name. You? I don't know what your name. Whatever. Alright, Tannen. He literally writes it down. Your last name.
Lowen.
Tannen Lowen. I like that. It got a ring to it. Got some zing. Tannen Lowen. Monster Hunter. Yeah.
That's me, the one who hunts monsters.
No, that ain't you. I got your face, but I got your name. You live your life killing wolves and sharks and karakens or whatever. I'm gonna make a fucking fortune. She just wanders off, happy as can be, with a completely standard taiyaki recipe in her hand.
Does Chris know if golden geese actually exist?
Make a Arcana or History check. There have been some alchemical reports that it's kind of the fallacy of alchemy. Like eventually someone will stray too close to God. There have been a few alchemists that have tried to create golden geese, to create golden eggs. None of them have been successful that you're aware of. Most of the experiments have turned, they've made the golden eggs, but then the golden eggs either exploded into fragmentation grenades, or it grew monstrous proportions and hatched something that just escaped into the wilds and probably mutated into something else. Either way, the question The answer to your question is none of them have been successful, but attempts have been made.
I'll tell the lady. Maybe one day we'll actually get a golden goose.
And she's turned around, walking backwards, like already in like a frantic capitalistic huff. Like, and when you tell me, and when you get one, contact me. We can set up an arrangement meeting. I'll have a huge skyrise be at the top. You'll see it. You'll see it.
Can my office be on the first floor? Top floor?
Yeah, sure, whatever. She continues walking. You're not entirely sure what a skyrise is, even, but you imagine it's pretty tall.
I guess what it means is the building that rises to the sky? How tall can we make buildings? Eventually they'd be really easy to knock over, right? Either that or you need a lot of land for a large foundation.
Claudia sort of goes,
most buildings-
aren't we currently in the process of making a flying city?
Yeah, but that's magic.
Yeah, that's not infrastructure, Simon.
That's Claudine, not me.
Oh, sorry.
Claudine.
Everyone's you. Shut up.
Everyone sounds the same in my world.
I mean, I guess you could call the city a skyrise as we are rising it to the sky.
Didn't Mazmazak, isn't his fortress like a tower, like a wizard tower?
Oh god, I don't remember. I think it was it was underground for sure.
Oh, I see.
Well, that's not
I-
much of
I
a skyrise.
remember that part, yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually remember what the exterior of Mazmazak lair is. Oh boy, what was it? I'll find it later. Yeah, but with ill-gotten, or I guess just gotten gains, straight up legally acquired by Riley, with with all kneecaps intact, and with a service acquired, we will take a break here.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, see you back in like 15 minutes. Okay, so money in hand, danger escaped, middle of the undermarket in the, I guess, the dusk time. I was about to say the dawn of nighttime, but that seems oxymoronic. It is night. The sun has set far below the horizon at this point. Sky is overtaken by the penumbra of purple, and the streets are alight with fire and flame, torches and candles, and the jovial din of people living their lives in the buildings, the metropolis that you find yourself in. But what would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
Should we just walk into the Platinum Council?
Right, what's the situation with that? Because we were going there for the update, right? Or was the transaction not even complete yet? Honestly, I forgot.
Yeah, I delivered the money as of last I checked when we were just there. Poe still hadn't returned yet. Was kind of waiting to talk to him first so we can get the service that we paid for before we just march into the Platinum Council. I just asked him to figure out what the security situation was like and maybe like schedule, I guess, routines.
So we're not doing this legitimately, is what you're getting at.
I mean, we can try to do it legitimately, but in case we are denied legitimately, we're getting an audience with them either way. They don't have a choice. We can try legitimately first, and once that fails, because why would they listen to us, then we can get it illegitimately. And we'll be prepared for whatever they might throw at us.
I got nerve gas.
Sorry, you got what?
What?
Nerve gas in aerosol form.
What? You're just saying things now.
What the fuck is aerosol?
I got it from Thomas.
Who the fuck is Thomas?
You know, Thomas and friends from Montauk Pickle Newman.
I always thought Thomas was some sort of steam engine.
Cyril's like visibly like pinching the bridge of their nose, and they're like, "Who gave you nerve gas?"
You can test it out
What?
if you want.
What? How does one give something like that? Don't you produce it? With your nerves?
It apparently paralyzes them for those who ingest it.
Oh, so that's what you did down there. Wait, how did you do that, though? You didn't have access to your arms.
You're right. I didn't use it.
What? How'd you knock all those people out, then?
I tuned in to the chaos that was happening.
Never mind. Why did I even bother asking? Right, so you got this nerve gas. You're going to use it on the council.
Not on the council, but we could use it for people who prevent us from seeing the council.
Guards.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the last time that we waltzed into a place with disengaging the guards. There was an anti-magic thing down there. Don't you think the Platinum Council would also have one?
Well, that's why we paid Poe to find out.
I believe the nerve gas
Righty.
is poison. Oh,
Where are we
yep.
going to retire for the night then?
I think I have enough resources to get us back to Teague in the meantime, if you like, and then we can just come back. Oh, actually, no, I'm out of teleportation. So it'd have to be Chris if he has that prepared. Otherwise, yep, let's go find. You know what? Yeah, let's go to the Okay, so Simon, a nicer inn would probably be somewhere around the coin quarter. Right? What's the big purse? Is that where it would be?
If you want like a fancy inn, you'd want to go to the Gemstone Center.
Gemstone Center. That's what it was. Okay. I'm gonna move this shit around. Where's that on the map? Opposite end of the.
It's the
Opposite
bottom
end of
bottom
the-
right.
And would you say the inns, if any, they might not even have inns up there, but if any inns are available in the red corner up yonder, opposite side of the map, it would be like seedier places.
You know of one that's pretty nice.
Is that where we went to meet the Courtesan Queen?
Yeah.
All right, say less. I'm gonna tell Riley. I was like, hey, I know a spot, and I will, if Riley is allowing me to lead him, I will take us there.
Well, as long as it's less than 50 gold a night.
Do I remember how much it was a night?
You've never actually used the inn services here. You used it for the privacy sections. So you're not sure, actually.
Then I'll just tell Riley, like, yeah, sure.
Okay. So you're heading to the red corner then.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So that would be number C.
I think I was here once with the 0.
I believe one of you accompanied one or the other at some point here. The Golden Gala.
Because I did.
I mean, we've all been here, have we not? Because this is
I think so.
the place that has, yeah, like you said, the privacy thing, and we can like talk to people.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, we
complete
brought-
silence. Yeah.
We
So
brought
we've all been here.
Rexney up here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that was when he you kind of seduced him to your side, I guess.
Seduced.
I think I commissioned the queen or something to get information on the Ruxins or something like that.
You commissioned the queen to get information about the guy that you somehow freed accidentally in Teague, if I recall. Unless you did another transaction, I don't remember. That's the only one I remember.
Oh, yeah,
You
that
got
guy,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, and they got back to you with I don't know, man. kind of a non-answer, but it's I mean, there's no reports of him dying. He's been in combat and he hasn't died yet, so. But so if I recall, that was the transaction with the Court of the Queen, which would cost 2,000 gold for a non-answer. But heading to the red corner, the orange din of flame turns into colors of red, with the flames in kind of like red paper lanterns, kind of dimming the entire vibe to a low, hushed tone of a district. You see rabble-rousery, and but in a very, I guess, debaucherous tone, in a way. This is the corner of debauchery, where normal nights out aren't enough. This is the place you go, but you're going to a much classier place, a downstairs area in the basement of a building. You knock, and the door slides open, revealing steely eyes from within. But eventually the door opens to you, being noted guests of the Queen at some point. You see a thin haze of smoke just kind of waft out of the room as the door opens to you. Dim golden lights cast a yellow glow over most of the room, casting long shadows as it does. The chair legs and backs of chairs and tables and such make these really elongated shapes in the room itself, almost like dancing as people move, and the lights begin to drift from place to place in this kind of effervescent pattern. Very smooth music. I wish I had speakeasy music. Like smooth jazz somewhere in the playlist, but whatever. A band with several like soft instruments plays in the corner, and various attendants dressed in golden attire tend to the various clientele within. And you see a bunch of tougher looking people, at least dangerous looking people, just kind of posted around just in case. But at the front desk, you see a middle-aged human woman, dark skin, and a golden streak dyed through black curly hair, dressed in a kind of sequined gold and black dress. She's kind of at the the front counter. Behind her, just like a paper curtain that kind of leads to the rest of the establishment as you kind of approach. Welcome to the Golden Gala, sugars.
You know, Zero, I don't know if this is going to be less than 50 gold a night.
I guess we're about to find out. I will step forward and I will be like, hello. How many to a room?
Well, I guess that depends on what kind of rooms you want.
Standard, nothing, real vanilla.
Ain't nothing wrong with vanilla sugar. No, y'all sharing a room?
Or do y'all want your own privacy?
How much for some privacy? Sure. Let's see that. Hear that price first.
If you want just individual rooms, one to each, yeah? With all amenities included, that'll be 20 gold per room.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the group and be like, how many rooms do you think we need? Chris wants his own, I'm sure, so Chris, then I will just begin doing head counts. I'm out of character. One for Chris, one for Riley and Zia, one for me and Claudia, and I don't know. It's not that I'm like trying to kick Nyx out of mine and Claudine's room for like, you know, like, oh, I need the room tonight type shit, but like, I'm like, Riley, did you want us to share a room like as a party or like be in groups? I know Chris wants to be by himself. I don't even have to worry about that. So I would just have to split it up into 2 groups, or do you want to try to fit everyone in one room? How do you want to do this? Because I don't mind paying for it. Like I've chosen what the rooms are going to be, and it's whatever.
I mean,
What-
I was prepared to spend 50 gold between myself and Zia, and if we each get our own room, that's 40 gold, so that's fine. But we can do better. We can put more people in a single room. I'm
What
going
if we
to
all-
cast tongues on Zia, and I'm going to say, room arrangements. What do we want to do?
But how many beds are there?
He cast it on Zia, right? So she can
Yes,
speak to all of us.
yes.
Oh,
I'm
she's
just gonna,
asking
I'm just gonna look at her, and I'm gonna be like, how many beds do you want there to be? And I'll look back at Riley, and I'll look at her, and I'll look at her, Riley, and I'll look at her.
She very deliberately does not make eye contact with you.
Riley doesn't need a bed. He meditates.
Sure, but a bed would help with that. It's comfy.
Yeah, Riley might need a bed.
I just need a fireplace.
You know what? Yeah, Chris can have his own room.
Yeah, I agree. I will turn to the lady. I was over here expecting, this is out of character. I was also expecting 50 a room. So, Chris, do you have money?
How much?
Did you ask how much, or did you say not much? I didn't hear that.
I asked how much you need.
No, I don't need anything. I'm just saying, I'm gonna see if they have a room big enough for just all of us, because I don't need privacy. I just figured you'd want privacy, and I also considered maybe Riley and Zia would want privacy, so I was gonna offer them that. But if we don't care about one big room, then you're gonna be on your own to decide if you want a room with us or not. But
I
ahead.
think we should all get the best suite there is.
okay, I'll turn to the lady and be like, how do I best say this without any included services and bells and whistles? How much for like your biggest, what's your most expensive package?
Oh, well, that would be the room with all the bells and whistles. I say room. And more than that. Well, if it's just that one room you want, then I think it'll run you about 200.
And how big is that room? Like, how many people could theoretically sleep in there?
Oh, enough for you, your families, and all your friends.
Oh. And then,
Unnecessary. Zia, you want to just split?
Zia just kind of goes, I don't mind sharing a room. Whatever is more frugal.
Well, bells and whistles, 200 gold, not exactly frugal. How many dragon slices would that be? Too many to count.
I'm gonna ask the lady, okay, what if we're just talking about, no bells and whistles, just room size. Enough for I turn around and do a head count. What is that, like 6?
Well, if that be the standard rooms, 20 gold apiece. The rooms come with, they're decently sized. They come with a big bed, doubles. 2 y'alls could fit in each bed if y'all don't mind sharing. But we can make arrangements, we can split them, change out the beds.
How much room in the $200 one? Not $200, excuse me. I don't know what a dollar is. 200 gold.
The fuck's a dollar, honey? That's a fairly large suite. If you look over the building yonder, it kind of points out of basically the other side of the alley. That whole building.
Wait, the whole that's the 200 one?
Of course. And it comes with all the amenities. It's same as the golden locks that I'm sure you're all aware of here. No scrying in and out. Silence to anyone outside.
I'm gonna lean in and I'm gonna ask her, may I use magic on you for a moment? Nothing invasive, just a question.
Depends on the spell, honey.
It's a messaging spell.
She begins to kind of incant something and kind of speaks in your head. That one I'm quite familiar with.
Okay. Using message, I will just cast to her and be like, would you say the 200 gold suite is like, I don't know, like a, what are they called? What's that city called again? Like a Sylnia Gray proof room.
She kind of has like a wry smile that creeps across the corner of her lips as speaks in your heads. Oh, sugar. Part of the bells and whistles is a professional guard, and we're quite well aware of the Greys.
I'm gonna turn to Riley. I'm gonna be like, how would you like a full night's rest where no one has to take watch? That's pretty cool. That's what the bells and whistles basically could be.
I thought that's what the point of resting in an inn was.
Well, yeah, but I don't
But
know. At any other inn, I'd still probably keep at least Azek up watching us. But I mean,
The Greys have come inside of an inn before. I think they snuck up on us.
Why are you bringing up the Greys? Who said anything about the Greys?
I don't know. We always got
Well,
names.
it's just a general, they're kind of sneaking around. We've caught them in our house.
And then we made modifications to said house.
Yeah, it seems like both the standard room and the expensive room would be able to accommodate all 6 of us. Chris, do you need your own room? Are you gonna do that, or are you gonna join just the group?
I'll join.
Okay, so do you want to just do a standard room?
That seems to be consensus.
Okay, I'll pay for it. I got it.
Okay. Just one standard room, or you want 3 y'all to fit the lot?
What did she say? 3 of y'all?
There's one standard room, or you want 3 to fit the lot?
Simon, I don't understand what you're saying.
Would you like 1 room or 3 rooms?
If we're able to fit 6 people in 1 room, we'd like to try to do that.
It'll be a bit of a tight squeeze, and 4 y'all might have to sleep on the floor. We can bring in some mattresses, bedrolls.
Is there a fireplace?
Should be, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I changed my mind. I'm grabbing a room for Zia now.
Okay.
Alright, that'd be 2 rooms on the books. Any other surprise rooms? No, okay. Well, that'll be 40 gold from a lot of you.
Riley will pay the 20.
I got 20.
Y'all enjoy your Chris fireplace shenanigans.
Wait, what's he talking about? Wait. I say this in character. I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn to Chris and be like, why do you need a fireplace?
It is surprisingly comfortable.
You're not. Why do you? Out of character, does he need to do that for like the eye thing? Or he
No,
just can?
He just can.
Okay, you're gonna meditate in the fireplace.
I guess
Right?
it's a little bit more comfortable than the floor.
Okay. And so just it's out of characters. There's one bed, right? Only one bed?
One bed that can fit 2 people.
Okay.
But they can bring in other things if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'll ask her to bring in like one little. I mean, I guess I have a bedroll. If it's just a bedroll she's gonna bring in, I'll just use my bedroll.
We can bring in a small mattress, lay it on the floor.
Sure.
Alright. Like any food and drink, sent up to your rooms.
I'm gonna look at Nyx and Claudine.
Nick sort of without really breaking his stride. Wine, a lot of it. Okay. You write something down on like a notepad that like kind of sparkles gold dust. But like you kind of look over when she's writing, there's like nothing being written down specifically, and like it's just pen on paper with no ink.
I'll get some like nuts.
Okay, nuts. Any other snacks any y'all want?
Turn to Zia, wait for her to say something.
She sort of goes, if you have a basket of fruit, that's local. Okay, I can do that. How else might I have? What else can I do to make you stay most comfortable? Company? Though it seems like you're not short of that either.
Yeah, we're a pretty tight-knit bunch. I think we'll probably be good on that.
That sounds like a fun time.
I wink at her.
She winks back.
I like it here. They're fun here.
There's a jazz band in the corner. Okay. Well. You see like another woman comes up to you, not dressed in like a gold dress and like she is, but like kind of like in a, I guess like a suit with like a gold and black tie. Miranda here can take you to her rooms. And just let her know you need anything else.
Got it.
As you see the bodyguard, I guess she would be, had to guide you not to a set of stairs, but she guides you across the floor, and then down a small hallway that turns right, and there's just a golden circle that is just on the floor. It's gilded and golden and glowing. You see some of the runic symbols are kind of floating like an inch or 2 off the ground, that they're kind of just dancing ephemerally, not unlike the golden lights outside.
Is this some sort of conjuration magic?
I believe it's teleportation.
Oh, neat. So where are the rooms actually located?
Yeah.
Oh, that is I suppose, a trade secret. But regardless, your security is of utmost concern. Please, step on. Who would like to step into the mysterious golden circle first?
I've been there.
Hold on. Are there multiple ones or just the one?
Just one.
So, like, is there some sort of thing that IDs us and sends us to the room that we ordered?
Yes. I believe Barbara at the
Interesting.
front has done that already.
Do I know if this magic is old magic or new magic?
Make an Arcana check. This is a new alteration to old magic. You're as a conjuration wizard, you're actually able to kind of clock what this is pretty quickly. It's not something you've thought about or really done or heard about doing, but in theory, it's possible. This is functionally a modified teleportation circle. It seems to be connected to various places, which teleportation circles can do already. What's the novel part is that it's keyed to people as opposed to like a location. Well, it's keyed to location, but like there's another layer on top of the normal teleportation circle shenanigans, like the runic symbols.
It's kind of like a hotel key card, except you're the key card.
Basically, yeah. That seems to be what this is.
Well, I haven't the faintest idea how this works, but I guess Riley will be the first to step in.
Yeah, as you step on, and there's a brief warm glow around your feet that kind of rises up to your legs, your shins, your torso, and then at the top of your head. In a brief wave, you just kind of disappear in gold glitter and reappear in a room. Actually, doorless, but there is a window. You see, it's quite nice. It's pretty sizable, actually. I want to say probably like 20 to 30 feet in total diameter. The ceilings are pretty high, too. In it, you see gold and black furniture. There's like a lounging chair. There is a fireplace here, too. There is a bed that has like those like 4 posts that have curtains around, also gold. A rug on the floor that has like a beautiful tapestry embroidered into it. Seem to be depicting like some sort of like scene from mythology that you may not be familiar with. But it's a nice place.
Is it dark outside?
Looking outside, it does look dark. It does look like it's nighttime.
What else? Well, I have night vision. I should be able to see 60 feet in front of me. What is outside?
Outside, weirdly, just sky. You look down and it's just sky. You're not sure whether this is illusionary magic or you're literally in the sky somewhere, but it looks like it's just sky.
And there's no door.
No door. But there is another teleportation circle on the floor that looks identical to where you basically came out of it. The window you cannot open. There's no sill, but it's just like a flat, long window that goes from basically like waist height to ceiling.
Does this remind me of the demi-plane spell?
Somewhat, but you're not sure if that's exactly what's happening here. It could just be this is some location elsewhere in the sky. It could just be a spell. Hard to tell. Either way, the place exists. You can make a check if you'd like to.
I may as well figure out the inner machinations.
Make an Arcana
if I
check.
can.
Arcane.
Which I almost certainly can't. Yeah, where am I?
You're not sure what teleportation is, but I think you just did it.
Wow, how do I teleport?
Yeah. You don't teleport.
I've suddenly forgotten.
Yeah, you don't teleport. You use Dimension Door.
Right.
It's different. Yeah. Shortly after Zio follows you in, and you just see her kind of appear in the reverse order, like from bottom to top, just kind of reapparating with golden dust. Yeah, and she kind of just looks around. Okay, this was nicer than I was expecting.
Well, 20 gold a night.
She kind of looks out the window with you. Where are we?
No idea. Apparently this is just an endless skyscape. No way to open this window, no door out of here. Guess it's just a circle. Tried to figure out if this was a demi-plane, but, well, we're not going to have Chris with us to clear that up. And he'll look at the fireplace. It's a good thing we don't.
He has made a habit of sleeping in fires now.
Well, ever since we put that strange eye in him, he's been more obsessed with flame than before. I hope it comes in clutch during, well, whatever operation we're going to do, because otherwise it's just creepy.
Yes, so long as it becomes more of a benefit than a detriment, then I suppose the risk was worth it.
Yeah, that's kind of what existing in the presence of a Chrysostomus is like in general.
She kind of looks at the bed. Are we going to share or are we going to sleep on the floor?
What, you want to sleep on the floor?
I mean, I'll do what you do.
Well, bed's big enough for us both. I don't need to sleep, but it would be nice and comfy.
True. Do you want the right side or left side?
Doesn't matter too much to me. This isn't the dragon room, so I don't have any preference. I'm not prone to falling off, so... There's no wall at the edge, right? This is completely open. If you roll over too enough, you can fall out no matter what side.
The bed is... The back, or the top of the bed is pressed up against the wall, but otherwise it is in the center of the room.
Right, okay. So how it's been recently, how big is Riley's bed in the thing? Does it only fit one person?
You can fit...
No, I mean...
You can fit 2 people uncomfortably. It's like a twin.
Right, okay. He has not been observing Zia in her sleep. Do you toss and turn around much?
No, I have learned not to. As I shouldn't.
I guess we'll find out tonight then, huh?
I guess so. Eventually someone arrives with like a basket of fruit. Just apples and like pomegranates and like orange and stuff. And just kind of wordlessly walks in, takes like a small bow and just places it on a table with gold inlays on it. And just wordlessly steps onto the runic circle and just leaves.
Forgot you ordered fruit. Local, you said?
Yes, I have not had the chance to try something new. Quite used to the fruits of the... Not a set, but I'm curious, that's all.
Nothing wrong with that?
Yeah, as she begins to like take an apple and just begin to like slowly like peel the skin away like an orange.
Oh, Riley, this is gonna sound so stupid. Riley knows how to properly eat an apple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna be smooth about it. He's gonna grab the apple, he'd be like, no, skin and all, and then he'll just like move it towards her mouth.
I'll think you need to make a roll. I was supposed to make a Riz check, but that is full Riz.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of just slowly push the apple towards her face, and you kind of just lock eyes as she just takes a very small, dainty bite out of it. You're not sure if the taste of the fruit even registers very much, because she doesn't react. She just kind of just stares at you.
Is she chewing at least?
She is.
Okay, so I don't need to assist with that. All right.
Assist with chewing.
Well, yeah.
This is how you chew. Just grab her jaw, just up and down.
Pretty much, exactly. Yeah, no. All right, I'll break the silence. So, how is it?
It's not, not quite as sweet as some of the fruits back at home, but it's nice.
Can be slightly on the acidic side. These apples.
Yes, and
I haven't found any use for them in my cooking, I'm afraid.
many of the fruits in that are they're either very soft or very tough. This is somewhere between.
Yeah, slightly mushy, except on the outside.
I think I like it. And she just takes a bigger bite this time and just begins to like sit down. Whatever like false moonlight is coming through the window, kind of illuminating her face. And she just kind of looks out, just chewing on an apple.
Damn, Shane Riley is the equivalent of a teenager. He gets one cool moment and then it passes.
Maybe more to come. Depends on how you play cards. Magic the Gathering.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
There you go. you just you start you start collecting the parts of Exodia. Okay. But for now, the rest of you who would like to go into the room next.
I will go in.
Okay. After Riley goes in, then Zia, Chris goes in next, and you find very much the same site as described before. Just a fairly large room, 20 by 30, fireplace, nice embroidered rug on the floor, though this is a different scene, now that you know that, and just kind of a window on the left side that is just very tall, but it's just like a night sky with just endless sky, basically. And there's also a single bed in the middle, or far center of the room.
Does my eye detect if the outside is some sort of illusion at all?
That's true. Your eye can detect illusion and see straight through it. The outside's an illusion. What you're staring at is some sort of magical device. You can see it and not see it. It's not really. It'd be the equivalent of like seeing like a screen in real life, like a large LED screen.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is being displayed on it is technically illusion magic, and you can see both as you choose.
Interesting. I'll make my way to the fireplace.
Okay. I'm assuming you baseball slide straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the outside may be fake, but that fire is very much real. Not that it hurts you. As it's almost comforting. It's warm, it's safe. It's home. Zero, would you like to follow?
Yeah.
Okay. As you follow in, and you see Chris already like meditating crisscrossed applesauce in the fireplace, just roasting alive. But it's a very nice room.
Is there a floor mattress?
Not yet, but soon.
Is there like a chair somewhere in here?
There is a chair. By the window, there is a small chair that is like a small table and chair. Just kind of reviewing that side. There's also a larger set of dining, like a dining chair and like table to the right side of the room. Yeah, all made. They're all like white wood. They're all like gilded with like gold, like in the wood itself. Nice and chic, and also probably expensive.
Okay. I will just walk over to the dining room table area and take a seat, and then I want to prop my feet up on the table and just cross them and just lean back in the chair a little bit and just be like, I'll take the floor mattress, you guys can have the bed.
Yeah, as Nyx and Claudine also walk in, kind of taking the surroundings, and as you see that, you're kind of, kicked back, relaxing, chilling, all cool. Nyx sort of goes, I don't mind sleeping in a chair. Been doing that for years. I mean, you and Claudine can take the bed.
No, I ordered a floor mattress. There's a floor mattress coming. I'm not going to make you sleep on the floor mattress. I'm taking the floor mattress.
I think floor mattresses are pretty comfortable, actually. I like them better than beds.
Okay, well, you can ask her for a second floor mattress, because the floor mattress is mine. However, you're more than welcome to take the bed, the normal bed.
We should all fight over the floor mattress.
Rather you walk to the other room.
I'll be like, alternatively, Claudine can join me on the floor mattress, but she's more than welcome to use the bed, and so somebody can enjoy the bed.
I thought Claudine likes the corner.
No, I'm one of the corners. Though I have been known to brood in the corners too.
No, this is Patrick.
This is Patrick. Claudine sort of goes, yeah, I can take the floor mattress with you.
Cool. So, floor mattress, and then Nyx can have the bed.
I might just get a second floor mattress.
Claudine said that?
Nyx.
Or did Nyx say that? What? Then who's gonna get the bed?
You guys can take the bed.
We're already sleeping on the floor. There's only so much room in here for floor mattresses.
Why do you want the floor mattress so bad?
Because I didn't want you to sleep on the floor mattress. I would feel not good about that. So I wanted you to take the bed.
I'm pretty accustomed to floor mattress now. It's like an emotional support floor mattress.
Okay, well, maybe you should venture out and try something new. And the new thing is a proper bed on a frame.
She kind of sighs and rolls her eyes in a very dramatic manner. Like, fine. I'll take the bed like a normal person. And she just kind of slumps into this. Like, it's not a huge bed, but it is pretty thick, and she just sinks like 4 inches into it.
I'll just turn to look at Claudine and just very lighthearted, just like kind of point at Nyx and just give it a gesture that's very reminiscent of like, get a load of this fucking guy.
Get a load of this joker here. Yeah, but almost as destiny willed it, eventually the temperature in circle flashes again as you see 2 people dressed in like the suits in gold, like the other ones, the physical labor employees, kind of haul in a equally thick, nice mattress, and they kind of just very like mathematically put it on the floor. Like one of them puts it crooked, and then like the other guy who just like very subtly shifts it so it's perfectly symmetrical with the rest of the room. OCD. They just kind of leave floor mattress on there. And as other tenants begin to bring in like pillows and like blankets and stuff. One of them brings like a huge thing of wine. It's like 2 wine bottles and a bunch of goblets. All gold, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, as the wine comes in, Nyx kicks up. It's like, oh, who would like to partake? Well, more for me.
I will
Let's
partake.
partake.
And she pours 4 goblets of probably really expensive wine.
Mine will probably turn into a goblet of fire.
If you bring it into the fireplace with you, probably. You put your name in it?
Yeah, I'll conjure up my name into it.
Angry wizard man. Put your name in the goblet of fire. Okay.
No, you have to say it more calmly.
Put your name in the goblet of fire, Eddie.
See, that's better.
There we go. Yeah, as Nyx kind of pours basically the entire contents of the one of the wine bottles into 4 goblets total. She just kind of like raises it to all of you, clicking them to whoever's closest, if anyone is. Just kind of goes to saving the world, I guess.
I will cheers to that.
Saving the world.
And preferably not dying on the way. And she basically...
Not dying.
to not dying. And she basically shotguns the entire goblet pretty quickly.
I will try to shotgun mine faster.
It's a shotgun fest.
I'll try even faster.
Okay. I would like everyone here, other than Riley and Zia and Claudine, who is not partaking of this tomfoolery, to make Constitution saving throws.
1 swig is all it takes, huh?
One swig is all it
Yeah,
takes.
this is less getting drunk and more do you choke on alcohol.
Oh, okay.
What is Nyx's Constitution? That's not great. I mean, she still rolled higher.
She rolled higher than me?
Yeah, you actually have a higher modifier, but she just rolled higher on the dice. Yeah, she finishes it like quickly. You think it's because she got a head start, but she argues otherwise as she finishes the entire goblet and like slams it down onto the counter. You finish next about a second after, as Chris follows you, like half a second after. Nyx, with a full beaming smile, looks like I still got it, and you've been slacking.
I'm gonna immediately be like almost Zero almost like overreacts and immediately like stands up and grabs the bottle for more. They're like, you're fucking cheating. You're fucking cheating. And refills both of our goblets, like getting like wine everywhere.
She goes, I just have a better stomach than you. You can admit it. You want to go for round 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zero. Chris.
Everyone make Constitution saving throws. Okay. Jesus. You... Claudine, who is not partaking but is now the referee of this thing, kind of goes, okay, go. And then as she says that, you hear a clang of metal hitting ground as you look over, and Chris is just sitting there, eyes glowing, steaming with fire. Goblet gone.
He ate the cup.
He ate the cup. It's melting as slag in his esophagus right now. Zero, you finish early after. As Nyx, a little distracted by the sight of Chris run out, is a little slow on the draw and finishes about a second after you.
I think Zero's too caught up with the competitiveness with Nyx that they don't even notice that Chris beat them. and they just like slam their goblet down and they're pointing at they're pointing at Nyx. They're like, I got it. That was me.
Nyx kind of like frowns a little bit, narrows her eyes, gets up. The bottles are gone, basically. She walks outside through the teleportation. Up 10 seconds, 15 seconds pass, and she comes back with 4 more bottles of wine. This costs 20 gold. And we're going to finish it all tonight. Okay.
I won.
You sure did, Chris. Okay. Would you like to continue just doing this until you're blackout drunk?
Will I take
Yes.
exhaustion or anything like that tomorrow?
Probably not exhaustion. You won't feel great.
Mechanically, what do you mean by that?
You may have temporary disadvantage for like 3 hours when you wake up.
Fuck it. Sure,
Fuck it.
I'll black out.
Okay. I would like 3 final Constitution saving throws from everyone here to determine the final winner. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add up everyone's totals. That's 40 from Chris. That is... Oh, Jesus, I can't do math. That is 54 for Zero. Nyx got not good enough. 43 for Nyx. Did I do Chris's math right? I did. Yeah. Okay. So throughout the night, as Claudine is sitting there just kind of watching this storm of alcohol happening, eventually everyone is just fucking super drunk, jovial, with liquid happiness, drunk. But at the end of the day, Zero, you've lived a rough life adventuring for the past year. And maybe with that, maybe just sheer luck, maybe you have a better, stronger liver, you generally come out on top of this contest. Followed by Nyx, comes pretty lagging a little bit behind. Probably closer to Chris in speed, who comes in last. Though that could be the fact that you're mostly in the fire the entire time and it was hard to drink, like burning alcohol. But you had to, out of principle. Okay. But eventually you all pass out in your respective beds. With Zero, Claudine in the same bed on the floor. Zero smelling of berries and alcohol.
I will turn to Claudine, smelling of alcohol, and just be like, babe, I won.
You see with half bleary eyes, basically, you're not sure if you're blind or not. You kind of feel 2 taps on your cheek. Soft elven hands just kind of patting you there. You sure did. You sure did, babe. You look like a winner. As you all pass up for the night, Riley, you are eating fruit with your paramour?
Seems so at this point. Hard to argue not.
Evermore.
Paramour forevermore? Okay, but you kind of just guide her through all the fruits, mostly. You see she's about to take
Admittedly, I don't know what this one is. Points at the pomegranate.
Yeah, as like, it comes with like a small like fruit knife, and you kind of like, she kind of cuts it in half. Inside just kind of looks like a fucking, like a beehive inside for some reason. With like weird fucking, I don't know, like jewels on the inside.
Are those the seeds? Are they edible? What is that? Riley's gonna eat a seed.
Yep, and it's juicy. It's a little crunchy because the actual like pit's still in it, but like it's you know it's kind of like a sour sweet. Kind of nice.
Wait, in real life, right? Can you actually eat seed of pomegranate?
I believe the seeds of the pomegranate are the actual fruit, right? Like that's what you eat from a pomegranate, if I recall. Right? Am I wrong?
Pomegranate.
Wait, what?
How do you eat pomegranate?
Yeah, it's like inside it's inside's like the jelly looking seeds on the inside that you eat, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you rip it open and then you just pluck the little seeds from it and you suck the juice from it, but the seed inside of the little kernel is edible. You can eat that.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say like, oh yeah, the seeds are poisonous, and I was like, I've been eating pomegranate wrong my whole life.
Yeah, silly. My little Canadians.
It's not like we don't have access to this.
You boys.
I don't like how.
Go
I don't like how these look. This is like trypophobia.
No, it is. It is. You're right. Now that I think about it, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And this translates over to your character too, where it's like it tastes nice, but like the inside looks really fucked up.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise. Despite how creepy this thing looks, it's very tasty.
Yeah, and she kind of begins to kind of like just pick at the seeds one by one too. It's like that is quite nice actually. We do not have something like this in Nasset.
Admittedly, I was so focused on the mission that I didn't really pay too much mind to what there was in Narset.
Well, we have kiwis.
You know-
Bananas.
I know somebody who likes kiwis.
Do you?
He's the one who got us in. The blue dragon bone we pass by sometimes.
Oh, that
Wait,
one.
Gary's blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have not had the inclination to speak to him.
He's a Narset native.
I didn't know.
I can't believe I failed to mention that.
Perhaps I will have a conversation with him then. I think I'm several centuries his elder, though.
Yeah, most likely. I think he might even be younger than I am.
Yeah, that's true for most elves. I do not know much about the other races, but elves live long, yes?
Very long. I mean, you've probably already lived out an elven lifespan, but you can do it again, right?
I hope so.
Unless Zero finds a way to overcome their mortality, and they won't last much longer than a human.
Honestly, immortality is not quite the blessing you think it might be.
Oh, no. I'm not saying anything of that sort. I just mean the natural lifespan of a tiefling is not long. It's on par with humans.
But I say this with sincerity when I say that I hope Zero fails in this endeavor.
I mean, I'll certainly miss them, but such is the burden of an elf to begin with. All the other races pass us by. Dwarves stick around a little bit longer, but
So I think you may have some understanding of what it is like to live long in a world where many people do not.
not yet. Though it is interesting. Hold on. Riley wouldn't have known any humans on Illy Reed, right? Or in Illy Reed?
No, absolutely not.
No. It is interesting thinking that humans age at such a rate that by the time they're my age, they look completely different, grey hair and everything.
Yes, but I guess, I suppose I've seen both sides of the coin. So I have some understanding of it. It's very fast. Frantic.
Did you look older at one point?
Hmm?
Did you look older at one point and you like age regressed or something?
No, I was this age when I died, maybe. But this is about as much as I advanced as a human. But I have seen other. I would see kidnappers and criminals and people that would use me. Take me as a young adult and then die old men. Several times, actually. It's almost a strategy to outlive your attackers.
I mean, what are they going to do about it?
Not much. They handed the reins over to much more inept people. And I was able to make an escape.
I'd say it sucks about where you ended up in the end, but the end wasn't the end.
No, at that point I had lost all passion for life. The things that make the short lifespan of a human worth it. I started to see time differently. As a thing to progress in, but not really to experience. But, you showed me that life can be beautiful again. Even as long as you live, and as short as other people live, it's still worth being here.
I'm glad you came around, and I'm happy to have been the one to make you realize that.
She kind of like sitting on the chair, just kind of pomegranate in hand, she kind of places it on the table and just kind of reaches for your hand, just kind of very gently and softly just kind of caresses the top of your hand with her fingers, just kind of keeping it in hers. I'm glad you showed up, too. You're a deep breath of fresh air. You're unburdened by complexity or need, just living simply.
I have somebody. I can introduce you to the person who made that a possibility.
I don't think you need to. I think everything and I think everyone I need is right here.
That's fair. I'll take her hand and just say, I'll be around for a long time, but a long time is not forever.
I know. And I think that's okay. Forever is agony, but things are... You can only really see something bloom when they go. I've learned that from you.
Can't see something bloom and what now?
You can only see something bloom when they go.
Oh, okay. How do I move this along? Don't even know if I need to. I'll just say, well, we can begin enjoying our nights for a bit. Get a month in, and then nose to the grindstone.
Yes. After all this, we have all the time in the world, I guess.
All the more reason to have successful missions. Let's see. Let's get a little taste of our future, eh?
Let's.
I don't know what that entails. That can entail whatever the DM wants that to entail.
That can entail anything the player would like to entail.
I don't know. Riley's awkward. I'm awkward. I don't know how.
You cuddle through the rest of the night.
Good enough.
Yeah. For I don't know if I don't know what the relationship status of Riley has been throughout history, but for this night, when you meditate, normally a solemn and solitary experience, kind of taking in the world as it is. Every gust, every sound, that is what you focus on when you meditate. Every event that's transpired. And for this night, possibly for future nights, possibly for the next couple hundred years, in this solitary activity, you are not alone. And the warmth of another, just alongside you, is another thing for you to contemplate with. But as the party winds down, the with some people getting blackout drunk and sharing a bed with a lover. Some rekindling new purposes with a passion and fire for life, and some just being in fire.
Kindling the fire, yeah.
Kindling the fire. That is where we will leave it off for tonight. I will say, Riley, have you used your inspiration yet?
I think I have. Let me check. Yeah, I did.
If you would like it back, you can get it.
Yoink. Why would I ever say no to that?
You can say no, that's fine. Okay. What is the EXP like here? I'll give everyone 4,000.
How close are we to leveling up?
That should bring you to about 7,000 XP from leveling up.
Hey, it's firing up.
Yeah.
I saw a post the other day that I have to share before I go pass out.